What's up, everybody? How's it going? It's Norbcamp coming at you on this Tuesday after the NFL draft. And I'm excited to have you guys here to join on this live stream. We're going to jump in and talk about what we just witnessed over the weekend. The Seahawks draft in particular, 9 players. And I got to say, without getting too much into the analysis right here, that I love this draft. I think this is one of the best drafts we've ever had. And it's odd to be saying that when we still don't even have a quarterback, and yet I still feel okay about where we're going with this thing. And I hope you guys are too, because despite some of the negative grades I've seen from some sites, there have been some who've been also singing the praises of the Seattle Seahawks and the decisions made by Coach Pete Carroll and John Schneider. So I like where this team is going. I like the way this is all kind of looking. And man, I can't wait to talk a little bit more in depth with some guys who know a little bit more about specifics about the draft. And I'm going to start first by bringing in Cameron Hughes. He was here on this show when we were talking about when we did our mock draft, and he and Horse, who will be here shortly, did an excellent job of doing a little preview on what the first round of the draft would look like. Obviously, we didn't get the guy that was in the mock draft that we chose, but he went, Derek Stingley, he went quick and was not even available, even if the Seahawks wanted him to. But I still thought it was a pretty good overall draft. Cameron, before I go to you, let me just remind everybody, if you want to be part of this conversation, I will be bringing people in randomly to join the stream. The StreamYard link is in the description and on Discord if you are a member of Discord. And we'll be bringing in calls. You can also call in the old-fashioned way. The phone number is right down there. I'm going to keep that up for you. 202-926-1076, and then just hit the code 696-153 if you want to join via phone. All right, so Cameron, let me get your initial take on what you thought of this Seahawks 2022 draft.
Yeah, I really like this draft. Like, I've never been excited for a pick. Like, I can't even remember the last time I've been excited for a pick, or like I've shown visible excitement when they've announced a pick. Like, maybe I couldn't even tell you. I mean, yeah, and I was excited for 5 of these picks. I had 6 of these guys that I wanted the Seahawks draft, and they got 6 of them.
Yeah. So we're gonna go through, and I'm gonna pull up a little bit of a graphic and sort of a description of each of these draft picks that we had from SI. SI.com had a pretty favorable review of our draft, so I decided to go with some of the information on theirs as we go through this one by one. But before I do that, you may have seen it, maybe you didn't, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. I'm going to give you a little bit of what it looked like from the Seahawks draft party. I did have a chance to go to the party, the opening night, Thursday night, at the Hyatt Regency Hotel on the south end of Lake Washington in Renton, and got to join there with a few friends, Mark Collins, my good friend Lady Hawk Dulce. She also joined me there, and ran into a whole bunch of other Seahawks fans, 12s, some former players, some Seahawks brass, as well as some Seahawks dancers, and it was a fun time. So I'm going to give you just a quick little peek at what it was like when going to that party, and what the energy was like when we did that first pick at number 9. Here, check it out. What's up, everybody? Norbcamp coming at you. Seahawks draft party right now. Here we go. All right, we in the building. Draft party 2022. Energy's off the hook. We get counting down. Seahawks number 9. Here we go. Doesn't get much more beautiful than this. Check it out. Woo! Seagulls in the house. What's up? All right. Seahawks pick at 9 coming up. Here we go.
In the 2020 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Charles Cross.
There we go. Charles Cross. Good pick. Well, it's nice to see the Seahawks pick a position of need. That's some crazy head scratcher. Thanks for hanging out. Charles Cross, the newest Seattle Seahawk in the 2022 draft. We'll see what happens over the next few days. Go Seahawks. There you go. So that was just a little sneak peek as what it looked like at the official Seahawks draft party down in Lake Washington on day 1 of the draft. So as you saw in that clip, Charles Cross, let's take a look at the write-up on him. So there we go. Charles Cross, round 1 pick number 9 from Mississippi State. Offensive tackle. Cross is arguably the best pass protector coming out of this class and should be able to wipe away any concerns about his skills in the run game soon enough. To say he survived the gauntlet that is SEC competition would be selling him far too short. He thrived in it, allowing just 2 sacks on a meager 16 pressures in 2021. There's legitimate all-pro upside here, and he won't turn 22 until Thanksgiving time, giving the Seahawks a potential cornerstone for many years to come. The Seahawks get an A grade from SI.com for that pick. So let's go to Cameron. Let's get your take on what you thought of Mr. Charles Cross here.
Yeah, I didn't think the Seahawks would draft him at all because I didn't think so. They have like for offensive linemen, they normally draft guys with they have these I'm blanking, but they normally don't draft guys under a 31-inch vertical, 27 reps on the bench, and a 9-foot broad jump. And I don't think he hit. He had a 30.5-inch broad jump, and he only had 20 bench press reps, and not a great broad. So so in the run game, people are saying like, oh, just because he didn't run block doesn't mean he can't run block. I think I would hold off on that and see, because he's not particularly explosive and he never actually pass blocked, because at Mississippi State they ran the air raid, which is like almost always passing. So I would be wary on the run blocking, but the pass blocking is absolutely incredible. Like, he's like a magnet against SEC defenders where he's pass blocking, right? And like the defensive end can't get off of him at all. He's like literally a magnet. So I really like the pick. I would be hesitant on like the run blocking, but I think the upside he has with the pass game is incredible. So yeah, I really like the pick.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting that the Seahawks would, with an offense that is, run, if not 50-50, maybe run first, pass second, that they would take somebody from an all air raid, almost all passing offense. But we've talked about it. We've complained ad nauseum how we need to have a line that can protect the quarterback. And, well, they're finally addressing it. It took for Russell Wilson to leave for us to get that. But hey, part of the problem is we're drafting always in the late rounds, late first round. It's hard to get good guys like this when you're picking 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So, it kind of makes sense why we kind of had to do it this way. But unfortunately, that's kind of how it goes. But pretty excited about this as well. Let's see. Let's pull a couple people randomly in here who've been jumping in on the StreamYard live stream here. I want to bring Amanda, a good friend of mine who I've known for years. Amanda, what's going on?
Not much.
Hey, so what'd you think? You happy with this draft the Seahawks had, particularly this first pick?
I'm glad they didn't trade it.
Yeah, I think we all were.
I was really surprised when we actually picked somebody and we didn't trade it. I was really, really surprised, but I'm glad that because I haven't done my homework on him yet, and I should have, but he looks like he's got that he'll be able to do something, and hopefully all of the guys that we've picked be able to take care of and pull up and do what they've got, what we need them to do. and hopefully with, we could get past this and get over it and get on to a new team.
You say get past this, get over it. You're talking about the loss of Russell Wilson, I assume?
Of course.
The new era, the post-Russell Wilson era. How did you feel, by the way, when they announced in one day they traded both away? They traded Russ and then released Bobby. What was your feeling when all that went down that day? That fateful
day? I was
day?
at work that day when that happened, and my coworker came up and she showed me the message, the post online, and I looked at it and I was like, no, that's a lie. I'm like, that's not true. And then I look and I'm like, wait a minute, there's more. Like,
that's not true. That's impossible. That's what I felt when I was watching that thing.
I was like, and everybody's all like, everybody came in that day and they're like, Amanda, did you hear about shut up. Is exactly what I kept telling everybody. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I'm like, I can see that it's happening, but we'll find out for sure. I see the rumors. I see the post. Okay, just give me a minute. Who knows? It could be lies, is what I thought at first. And then I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, no.
And then later
the
on
reality
that
sunk
day,
in, and it was like, oh my God, it's really happening.
Later on that night, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at my phone, and it's like, Bobby, what? Why? So you're going to hit us with Russ in the morning and then punch us again at night and just be like, there you go, deal with it.
Yeah. It was hard, man. It was like a 1-2 punch.
It was a hard day. I could not believe
punch
that it
and
was
then
both
an
of them.
uppercut. Yeah, it was. It's going to be a year to remember for sure. But this draft is definitely helping feel like, okay, maybe life isn't so bad. Maybe there is a future when it at the time felt like it was going to be the end of all time. So,
hopefully Pete and John got something up their sleeve that we have no clue about, and that we're just sitting here thinking like, okay, we're just, all of us 12 are like hoping that they got something good that we just got to wait to find out.
Yeah. I don't know if they have anything up their sleeve on the quarterback side of things.
Yeah, that I don't know.
I don't think they're going to do any crazy moves, any big signings at this point. I think they're going to roll with either Drew Lock or Geno, to be honest with you. Or see the competition.
Who do you think that it's going to be? I'm leaning towards, I don't know nothing about Drew Lock. I've seen some of like his sideline things. I've seen some of his stats, and they're not real good. And he does act like a child sometimes on the side. And
if you just look at the numbers, it doesn't look good. He hasn't had all that much success. But then again, he's been under multiple coaches, multiple coordinators. Probably has not exactly had the best landing spot from when he first entered the NFL. Mm-hmm. But it's like if you watch all his best throws, if you can YouTube Drew Lock, and if you look up his best plays, he looks awesome. And you look up his worst plays, he looks horrible. But you can do the same thing with Russell Wilson, right? You can look up his best plays, he's the greatest thing you've ever seen, and then you can look up all his sacks and his interceptions, and he looks horrible too. So the question is, how many more good plays will he do versus his bad plays, and how quickly can he process, make changes at the line? These are stuff that until you see it in action, it's hard to know. But I'm okay if he's going to be a boring stand in the pocket quarterback who will throw 5 to 10 yards down the field and maybe occasionally throw one that's more than 20, because we haven't had enough of that, and then we just run the ball and methodically chew up the clock and get down the field. I'm totally cool with that. So, we'll see what happens. But Geno, he's got a contract that he's going to fight hard, because he's got the potential to make, a couple mil here, or he can make the minimum. I mean, it's like a truly prove it deal. So, these guys are definitely going to be motivated to try to,
and
land their spot.
We've seen a little bit of what Geno can do when Russ was gone.
Yeah. He was 2-1.
Yeah,
he was gone in the
bad.
time when Russell was injured. He actually won 2 games and lost one, if my math is correct.
I think so.
He beat 49ers. He beat the Jaguars. And then he lost to the Steelers in a very close game where if he doesn't fumble the ball at the end, it's possible we could have won that game too. So he could have been 3-0 in the games that he played, and he almost led us to a to potentially a win against the Rams had he not thrown an interception. It's kind of funny. It's like he could have won if only he didn't fumble, or we could have won if only he didn't throw an interception. Which unfortunately, you do that, you're not going to probably win as a quarterback.
Of course.
So we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
it's a long ways to go. But hey, man, stick around. We're going to continue to talk about the remaining draft classes here and get more of you guys on the line. But let's keep things moving here. Let's go to the second pick that we had here. Where is he? All right, there we go. And it was what I thought we would go on the first pick, because I was thinking edge rusher from the beginning, but they went tackle, so I thought it's got to be edge rusher. And what do? Lo and behold, bam, edge rusher right here. They go with Boye Mafe from Minnesota. And the write-up says the Seahawks are quietly building themselves an interesting stable of young pass rushers, teaming the highly athletic Mafe up with the budding talents of Darrell Taylor, yes, and newcomer Uchenna Nwasu. Mafe was one of the top testers in his position group and showed out at the Senior Bowl following a breakout season with the Golden Gophers. He's still a bit raw, may have been Seattle's fallback option after Arnold Abikadi went to Atlanta, but the tools are loud and fun to dream on. They gave him a B grade on this. Cameron Hughes, what's your thoughts on our first edge rusher picked?
Yeah, Boye Mafe was one of my favorite players in like the draft. Like I had him going in the first round. I was very surprised when he fell to number 40. So yeah, what I think. So I don't think he's like a hard worker. He plays really hard. But in the run game, he can. So as an edge rusher or like an outside linebacker, you have to set the edge. You can't let anyone get outside of you. And in the Ohio State game last year, he gave up the edge too much. So like it led to a 70-yard touchdown run by the Ohio State running back. I'm blanking on his name. I think it's Henderson. But so. You really don't, as a rookie, you don't want him on the field on early downs. He's like an early or a late down pass rusher, third down pass rusher. So think like rookie Bruce Irvin when he was coming into the league. He was like the best pass rusher in the draft, but couldn't defend the run very well because he wasn't like he couldn't set the edge. He's not. It's a very technical thing, and once they taught Bruce Irvin how to do that, he was very good at it, and they put him actually the Sam linebacker position that their primary job is to set the edge. So you can definitely teach it. So, and his pass rushing ability is amazing. That's why I had him in the first round. So he will be a very good rotational pass rusher. So.
Yeah, so you had him going in the first round. So the fact that we picked him up in the second round already, you could say he was a steal to get him and not having to spend a first round pick, which I thought they would do. I thought they were going to go edge rusher first. So the fact that they got a tackle and then still got a good quality edge rusher in the second round was awesome. So do you agree with the grade that they gave so far? They had A on the first pick, B on the second one. Would you agree with that?
I would give it an A.
Straight A's, 4-0, baby.
Yeah, I love this pick.
Yeah. So I agree. I think that's a good one too. Let's see. Let's go to somebody here in the chat. Let's go to Coach Mesh. He looks like he's eating some yogurt or something in here. Gotcha off guard, Coach Mesh. He's been sitting here since the stream even before it even started. He's been there for like 30 minutes before the stream started. Pop him in when he's eating his yogurt. What are you eating over there, man?
Soup.
Okay, soup is good. Soup is good for you. Does the body good. What'd you think of the draft overall?
I think the draft overall was great. I think we got the players that we need, that I think Seattle needed to get, the main positions that we needed. The Kenny Walker third on the
which we're about to get to, so don't get too far into that because we're going to definitely talk about that.
Questionable.
Give me an overall take. Questionable, huh?
But
we're going to debate that. We're going to debate that.
I do, but I think this draft pick, I think this whole draft was good. I'll trace back to the Charles Cross. I think the Charles Cross pick will be a Walter Jones. I think he'll be a Walter Jones type because in the pass blocking, because that's what Walter Jones was really good at.
That
And
would be great. Walter Jones was one of the best. He
and
was so good.
and the run blocking issue shouldn't be a major factor. Even though Seattle likes to run the ball, that's not like a major fix that you have to do right away as the offensive line coach.
I'm no expert, and I don't know anything about playing the line, but I would think it would be harder to teach a lineman to be good at pass blocking if they're not good at it than it would be to teach them to become good at run blocking. I could be wrong, but from my understanding, all offensive linemen love to run block because they just love to just charge forward, knock the guy down in front of you instead of retreating, because when you're in pass block, you're like, retreat, protect. But when you can just bowl somebody over, it seems like that would be a fun thing to want to do, right? So I'd like to think that would be an easier switch than the other way around. So we'll see if that's the case.
I was talking with Coach Marsh a couple days ago with Nick and on MBJ, and we were talking about, he said that teaching a lineman to be in a 3-point stance is a lot easier than teaching him to get in a 2-point stance and pass block. So,
yeah, no, I guess that kind of makes the point. I'm gonna get one more in here. I got Porter who was asking me, "Is it okay to jump on the stream because I'm a kid?" I said, "Oh, kids, as you can see, lots of kids in here, so not a problem." Porter, bring you in here. Porter, welcome to the show, man. What's going on? Welcome.
So I want to go back to the Charles Cross pick.
Okay.
And it's gonna help Drew Lock, and if we play against the Rams, how Aaron Donald, he's gonna need to block him, and he's gonna need to. Oh gosh, one sec. But take me off for a minute, okay?
Okay, all right. I think his point, though, is that I think whoever is at quarterback, whether it's Drew Lock, Geno Smith, I mean, we don't have a left tackle. Arguably the most or second most important position on the offensive line next to center, protecting your quarterback's blind side. So no matter who's in there, we got to have a tackle. We didn't have anybody. We didn't have Dwayne Brown signed yet. So the fact that they went and prioritized that, I think that's a smart move. And it was always that feeling like it'd be great if they could get their offensive tackle for the extended and immediate and distant future, right? Wouldn't it be great to have a guy who's going to be there? Because, even if you had Dwayne Brown, he's only good for maybe a year ago. That guy's old. He's got maybe a year left, if that. And so it's nice to feel like this could be the guy who could be here for now and for a long time to come, because it feels like it's been since Russell Okung, we really haven't had that solid guy. Dwayne Brown has been good, but, for a long time, it was we had Okung and then kind of
there's like
that in between before Brown showed up, and Brown has been pretty solid, but now it's good to kind of have the next guy in there. So I'm excited with that potential. So anything to add on Boye Mafe before we get to the much debated third pick?
Yeah, let's get to Kenneth Walker.
Let's get into it. All right, I did want to congratulate Anthony D with the super chat. He says he's officially 120 pages in his script, which I know he's been working hard on. So congratulations, bud. That's awesome. Keep the nose to the grindstone, dude. All right, let's go to the next pick. That brings us to round 2. And this is pick 41. We had back-to-back picks in the second round. And as we found out, this is how it went down. The Seahawks selected Kenneth Walker, running back, Michigan State. The decision to go running back this high is undoubtedly weird, but it's not as explicable or unwarranted as some claim. Chris Carson's recovery from neck surgery is a legitimate concern for the Seahawks, as is Rashad Penny's injury history. Walker was electric out of Michigan State's backfield during his lone season in East Lansing, earning practically every accolade a college running back could ever strive for. He's a unique talent who thinks well on his toes, packs a punch, and runs with rockets strapped to his heels. I like the look of that. But with all that said, given the state of Seattle's roster and what was left on the board at the time, it's hard to feel as if his selection was the best use of resources in that particular spot. We got a C+ from SI for making that move. Let's see what others have to say about it, starting with Mr. Cameron Hughes. You agree with that? Was that a reach?
I strongly disagree with that. Like, I disagree with the grade, is what I mean. I don't understand the dislike and devaluation of running backs. Like, and people say like they're dependent on the offensive line. And we saw 6 receivers go in the first round. Receivers are dependent on the offensive line and the quarterback, and they get like 8 targets a game, and most of them aren't good at run blocking. So I don't understand why people are so against running backs these days. Like, you got the best running back in the draft. Well, second best, behind Breece Hall, but you got the second best running back in the draft at 41. Like, that's a steal to me. Like 10 years ago, he would have went like top 3. So I don't understand why people are hating on this pick.
I don't think I understand it either. I think it's, if you don't know the Seahawks situation and our history as running backs, we've gone into multiple seasons with like 3 or 4 running backs, and you think, oh, we have running backs to spare. They're coming out of our back pockets. And next thing you know, one goes down, and the next one goes down, and the third one goes down. And next thing you know, we're calling Marshawn Lynch to come in because we have nothing left. No running backs left. So, and that's happened more than one time. So, now the big question is, is this guy going to be durable? Because we've had injury history with practically, since beast mode, every running back we've had has had some kind of issue with durability, whether it was Thomas Rawls, Chris Carson, Rashad Penny, you name it. We haven't had a guy who can, be in there and just, be in there game in, game out. Not to say that that guy's got to do it, that Kenneth Walker's got to be in there, but I like the idea that if Carson is healthy enough to play, that the 3-headed monster of the 3 of them would be a pretty nice situation in our backfield. Yeah. So I like it. And again, if you know Pete Carroll and the way he likes to run the football, even though the rest of the league is a passing league only now, there's still that time you need to have a good running back who can pound it when you have to. So one thing I like it as well.
Yeah. One thing I would bring up, like, think about the offense after Chris Carson got hurt and before Rashad Penny broke out. I mean, we had Alex Collins and DJ Dallas as our starting running backs, and we couldn't move the ball at all. The running game, I know people just hate to hear it. Like, Pete talk about, oh, Mike, we need to run the ball. We need to run the ball. He's right. Like, nothing works without a running game. You can't, because then, I mean, once you start running the ball well, then you get to teams to start playing the run more, bring up the safeties, and then you can start throwing the ball. And it's just that reaction, and I don't.
Yeah. I since I started playing Madden over a year and a half ago, I think I've become Pete Carroll, because I am like Mr. Run the football, because I've thrown so many interceptions and lost games that way that I've become so addicted to running the football, and I run the football to set up the pass as opposed to the other way around. So anyway, it's it'll be interesting to see what other people have to say. Squabble says in the chat, jumping in there. Hey, jump in, Squabble, if you're around. I want to bring in Sam Dog, my good buddy who's down to the stadium all the time, share our jerky. Sam Dog.
Nora, Mr. Hughes, how you guys doing?
Hey, Sam Dog, it's good to hear from you, man. How you been?
I've been all right, just chilling in my room. Hence, I'm not showing my face right now. I'm just chilling, relaxing. Had a long day of work today, so just resting up. But
hey, well, you get to rest while talking Seahawks football and drafts on YouTube, man. So, what'd you think, man? What was your thoughts on the way the whole draft went down?
I was actually pretty happy with the way that we decided to approach it. It kind of gives me the 2010 and 2011 feels, when we were trying to build the important needs before we later got our quarterback. So it's kind of giving me that vibe again. But I love the fact that we went trenches first. If you know me, Nora, me and my dad have always been the trenches first family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely was a big fan of the Charles Cross pick, too, and especially even more hype now seeing Walter Jones hang out with him. When you're getting hyped up by a Hall of Famer, when a Hall of Famer's hyped about that pick, I think it's a good sign. But not saying it will be, but I'm hoping that it is for us, because, we need solid O-line to also keep that running game chugging, because, a good running game can also be shown of how good an offensive line is that opens up those holes.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, no, it makes the sting of what's gone on in the offseason a little less harsh, even though it's going to hit us hard again once the season does kick back in and we start seeing football kicking back in and preseason, and then fall kicks in. It's going to be all back to there's Russell Wilson in the Broncos uniform.
Yeah, but still be
Don't like
grateful
it.
for what he did. But yeah, anyway, Mr. Hughes, back to your point on Kenneth Walker III, man. I'm pretty excited about that pick as well. Was the second best running back in this draft. What are you hoping also to see from him? Like, hopefully, if he gets a lot of playing time early, because it's going to come out to also the best ability to have for running back is availability, and we haven't had that in a while ever since, all those years of Marshawn Lynch. And Chris Carson's health is another concern, to which I think why we made this pick too, which I don't blame him for that. So what are your thoughts going into this?
Well, ideally, I would love for Chris Carson to come back, and Chris Carson, and I don't remember if you remember in 2018 when we had like that three-headed monster with Chris Carson, Rashad Penny, and Mike Davis. I mean, that's like my dream, like MP Carroll's dream. I would love to see that, but I don't think Chris Carson's going to be able to run the football again. But ideally, I would like to see Rashad Penny play most of the snaps, and then bring in, Walker as like a change of pace back, because I don't like shoving rookies into stressful situations like that. Like ideally, you'd want to fill your roster without the draft, and then that's like the added addition, so you're not drafting for needs and so on. So
no doubt.
Yeah, man. But we're kind of in a no-lose situation this season. I'll explain why. Because look, we are all going to have to get used to the idea of life without Russell, life without Bobby, right? We don't know what that looks like. And I think we're already, the 7-10 season last year already kind of got us ready for, it's like, that was already bad enough. This could be worse, right? So I think everybody's expectations are pretty low right now. I think if we finish over 500, people would be like, wow, what a great season. We finished over 500. That rarely ever happens, right? So I don't think anyone has any delusions of we're going to make it to the Super Bowl or deep into the playoffs right now, right? I think everyone just wants to see improvement. And if it happens, it's great. And what I'm hoping is that a lot of our draft class rookies start to show up and go, wow, we really hit like we thought we did. These guys are here to stay. That's number one. Number two, hopefully we figure out what our quarterback situation is. If it's Geno and he's got something, well, then let him show it. If Drew Lock's really got something and we just never knew it, nobody knew it, well, we're going to find that out too. If neither of these guys have it, then we know, okay, next year it's a quarterback-rich draft. We're going to have 2 first-round picks next year. And on top of that, let's say we do horribly, right? Let's say we go 2-15, 4-13, whatever. Well, guess what? Those first-round picks are going to be worth a heck of a lot more next year and put us in a better position to turn that into getting our franchise quarterback next year. On top of that, and I got to stress this. I got to stress this to all you guys, especially those who are saying, I really appreciate Russell, so I really wish him the best of success. No! You cannot wish for success in Denver, at least not this year. Why? Because we own Denver's first-round pick. What does that mean? It means that pick is inversely proportionate to their success, meaning the worse they do, if they suck, the better we get to getting that highest pick in the NFL draft in 2023. So stop it with I hope Russ has a successful year. I love him. He's done so much for our city. The guy hasn't even written his goodbye letter to us, number one. Number two, the Denver Broncos pick. We got to have the Broncos suck next year. I don't know how likely that is, but I was talking to a buddy of mine who's a big Raiders fan, and he was telling me about how you've got Chargers, major upgrades. You got Herbert at quarterback. That's looking pretty good, right? And you got the Raiders. No, is this true about the Devontae Adams thing and the suspension? Is that what's really going on here?
You're thinking of DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins.
No, Hopkins. Wrong one. That's right. Never mind. Forget it. So the Raiders have a great upgrade with Devontae Adams. I had the two mixed up. Too many D's. All right. So they got to contend with that. So, and then you've got Kansas City, who I know they lost, Lightning and Tyreek Hill, but they're still going to be formidable. So the West is not going to be, some easy slam dunk. So the Broncos, Russell Wilson's under a tremendous amount of pressure to
And
deliver.
look at all the other quarterbacks in the conference. You got Josh Allen with Buffalo. You got Lamar Jackson with Baltimore. You got Joe Burrow, who's coming off of just being in the Super Bowl with Cincinnati. I mean, that quarterback race is loaded in the AFC. They got the most loaded quarterbacks out there in that conference. So it is not going to be easy for Russell to get back to a Super Bowl.
It's not. And the pressure is high. When he came to Seattle, it was like, hey, who's this little dude? Oh, he's pretty good. Let's give him a chance. But this time, it's like, here's the key to the city, Russell, and you better bring us to Super Bowl, man, because you know we'll be happy if that don't happen sometime soon, in the next year or two, right? So that's a lot of weight. So we'll see how that all goes. But again, that's why we got to root against the Broncos and Russell Wilson this year.
And then also, I'll tell you,
first round pick.
Also for this year, this kind of gives me the 2011 vibe of Tavares Jackson, Charlie Whitehurst, but with Drew Lock and Geno Smith. So this is going to be kind of like a Tavares Jackson's clipboard Jesus type year from 2011, where we beat the eventual Super Bowl champs in that season. May I remind everybody?
Right. That is
our
right.
First ever game in MetLife Stadium, and we've never lost a game in MetLife Stadium. 5-0 all time on that, but it's kind of giving me vibes for that. But at the end, I love the approach that we're taking it. We drafted at position of need and best player available. And I was happy as heck with the Kobe Bryant and Tariq Woolen picks for those cornerbacks, too. Those were highly ranked cornerbacks, and we stole them in the later rounds. But anyway, like I said, I wanted to make my visit a few minutes and come in, say what's up to you, Nor. Sorry, I'm not showing my face right now because obviously I'm chilling in my bed right now.
That's all right, man.
That's
all right.
But I hope to see you guys again in the regular season, get back in the stadium. And I'm going back to New York again this summer. I'm going to try to take a tour of MetLife Stadium, of course, in my Seahawks gear, going back to the scene of the crime, as you mentioned in that live video.
I love that stadium. One of my favorite stadiums outside of Lumen Field.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And you know the Seahawks have never lost a game there. All right, Norm.
All right, Sam Dog. Thanks for joining, man. All right.
Remember, y'all, if you ain't with it, you ain't infamous.
You ain't infamous. Sam Dog, the infamous 253. Go sum him up. Look him up on YouTube. All right. So with that, I want to welcome our other draft expert here. Horse is in the house. So, Horse, I'm glad to have you here, man. Sorry we missed you on the first two picks. But let's get your take on the draft overall, and maybe you can give just kind of a quick summary to catch you back up to where we are at this point. So overall take on the draft, and just give me like your 1 minute take on the three picks up to this point.
All right, so with the draft, I think I wasn't expecting the picks that we made, really, because when you go up to the draft, you look at Seattle's draft history, and they draft Senior Bowl guys. They draft unconventional guys, like guys who are lower on everyone else's boards. But with Seattle this time, everyone else had Charles Cross pretty high up their boards as one of the top 3 tackles in that tier. And I think I didn't expect us to pick him because he doesn't fit our scheme or like the tackles we like to take in general. But I'm really happy with like the first 3 picks that we made. They were really good players. Some could say there's like BPA, which is best player available, and Cross was BPA at 9. Mafe was BPA at pick 40. And then one thing I will say at pick 41, my favorite corner, Andrew Booth, was available, and I was furious at first that we didn't take him. I was throwing stuff around the house. I was mad, but then Kenneth Walker, I've warmed up to the pick. I love the player. I love his running style. So for the first 3 picks, I'm really happy.
So you had to kind of warm up to Kenneth Walker. Yeah. You wanted the corner. I wanted the corner too. In fact, I was on Twitter or somewhere. I was saying, I think we go cornerback before running back, and then they went and got a running back. I was like, oh, wait a second. But then we ended up doing okay because those corners fell to us later on. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see this guy run. I've heard multiple comparisons to Barry Sanders. And I'm like, man, if he's even close to that level of comparison, that would be something. I don't know if that's blowing it out of proportion, but that would be a pretty awesome thing to see. All right, so let's move on. We went through the first third. Let's go to the fourth pick that we had here. So that brought us to round 3, pick number 72, and that would be, there it is, Abraham Lewis. local guy right here. Offensive tackle, Washington State Cougars, nabbing their second tackle in as many days. The Seahawks have bookended their offensive line of the future. Lucas was widely regarded as a second-round talent after testing off the charts during the pre-draft process, but he wound up sliding to the benefit of Seattle. Landing this kind of talent as late as pick number 72 is excellent value, especially for one of the draft's top pass protectors. He and Cross should keep a lot of pockets clean together. A is the grade we got for this one. I love the look of that. Fellas, your take on Abraham Lucas. Cameron, you go first.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or yeah. Go for it, man.
Yeah, I really like Abraham Lucas. I don't think there's no question about his run blocking ability, in my opinion, like Cross. So, yeah, and he's not equally, but he's a great pass blocker. They do like to throw the ball a lot there, not as much as they used to with Mike Leach, but yeah, I was very surprised he was available at 72. I thought he'd be gone before 41, in my opinion. Like, I was very surprised he was there at 41, so I was a little bummed that we passed on him there. But, yeah, to get him at 72 is incredible. So, yeah.
Horse.
All right, so with Lucas, a few things. With what that article is saying about him being a second-round talent, I think that's a little questionable to me because I think on tape, the athleticism didn't match what was on combine testing. So I think on tape he was a little slower with his feet. I didn't expect like his 3-cone or his 40 time to actually no, his 40 time I expected to be good, but none of the other like testing attributes. So I think it was surprising. He's a great pass protector, but in terms of run blocking, he's still really raw. And I need him to get stronger at the attack point, at the punch point. So I think if we improve him in that aspect of his game, he can be a really strong run blocker for us. And yeah, I'd give this pick an A. This is actually funny because I've mocked this pick many times. And I'm like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And then it happens. So yeah, I'm really happy about it.
So,
even though I'm a dog fan.
Oh yeah, no, so am I. But hey, Washington product. When you get to the NFL, it's at that point you're just hoping you just get the best player. So you're saying is he was not as good as in the combine numbers, but you still felt like where he went was a good going in number 3 or third round. His position was still a good pickup.
Oh yeah. In the third, definitely. I think in the second there was definitely like better, or there's better players available, and a lot of people talk about picking BPA, and he wouldn't have been BPA there because he's still a raw prospect in the second round. You still want to take, if you have 2 picks like that, you take BPA. And then if you have other needs, you can address them later with the other picks. But taking him in the third is crazy value for what he brings to the table.
I love the idea of a bookended offensive line, which we haven't talked about. A solid bookends in a long time, so that's an awesome thing. I want to bring Tyler Parcher. He's been waiting patiently in here, and he's one of my biggest fans. So Tyler, there's Tyler Parcher. What's going on, man? What's for dinner tonight?
Burgers.
All right, cool.
Hold on, I gotta see if you can see them.
What you got?
AirPods are in.
Oh, nice. There you go. Yeah, no, I'm normally used to seeing you with the headphones. You've upgraded to the AirPods, huh?
Yeah, I love them, but I had to get the other ones, like the without the earbuds, because they get like the buds, the little plastic things will probably get stuff. So I got the regular ones.
The only thing I'm nervous about those AirPods is my kids have had so many close calls where we thought we lost them. Like, oh no, where'd my AirPod go? And you find it in the bottom of the car somewhere rolling around. So make sure you keep track of those suckers. They're easy to lose. And Horace, I see that you're using them for this broadcast, and it sounds fantastic. You're a little low last time, and this much like the Seahawks offensive line is an upgrade from last time. So it's definitely a positive move there. So, well, it's good to see you, Tyler, on here, man. Hope things are going well. Our Mariners, though, are struggling a bit, so we gotta get some offense going with our Mariners. It's a little bit frustrating to see.
Are you gonna do some Madden again soon? We need to do another one.
Pretty soon. I'll maybe try to squeeze one in before before the weekend, because I'm going out of town again next week. I've been just traveling like crazy, so it's been a wild month, and it will continue to be until I get into the summertime. But yeah, I haven't touched the control in a while, but I got to do it because. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if I told you guys. I did upgrade to an Xbox Series X, by the way. Did I mention that?
Really?
I got an Xbox Series X. Unfortunately, my TV in my office is not 4K, so I'm not taking advantage of the full resolution of the Series X Xbox, but I'm working on it.
Is it okay if I just stay on camera for the rest of the show? If I stay muted or whatever?
Well, I gotta keep, because I gotta bring some other things in. It gets very crowded if I keep all the cameras all on. So I'll promise to bring you back in. I'll bring you back in. Just stick around, all right? So I want to bring in Sky High Aviation of the Discord. Sky High. There he is, the crazy fool that is an Astros fan. Boo. What's going on, Sky High? You're muted. I can't hear you. Uh-oh. Have we technical difficulties? Tell you what, go work on your audio. We're going to keep this thing moving. I'll come back at you. Come on, man. I expect more from you. Let's go to... I want to go to Aussie 12 because this is not a name I'm familiar with. I don't think Aussie 12 has ever been on the show unless I could be wrong. But let's find out what Aussie 12's got going on. Aussie 12.
Happy May 4th from down under, gentlemen. It is May the 4th day, hence me being in the hoodie. No, I have not been on, but I was up from 11 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, our time, watching this magnificent draft.
Wow.
Yes.
Some may say that's foolish. Some may say it's dedication. This is how much I love my team. So
you are a Hawks fan from down under. So how does that happen? How does an Australian become a Hawks fan? How does that happen?
Well, the Australian finds out she is 4 months younger than the Seahawks. Seahawks, of course, played their first game on the 1st of August, 1976. This 12 was born on the 1st of December, 1976.
Oh,
nice.
I only found that out just recently, but to be honest, gentlemen, I'll probably get stoned for admitting this, but I followed Coach Carroll to the Seahawks. I was a massive fan of him in USC and the Trojans. But also I have a godson who's 15 and is on the verge of, he has autism and he's on the verge of working for Boeing as an aerospace engineer at the Everett, Washington manufacturing plant. So,
yeah, the Boeing Everett plant. Yep, they're not too far up north from here.
He's met some people out there, and also wonderful. I am flying to Seattle for hopefully, depending what game is on, which we find out on the 12th, of course.
That's right.
I'm coming to Seattle for a home game this year.
Really?
Going to LA to see the Trojans and then coming up to Seattle. So I'm having a month.
Wow. Now, will this be your first Seahawks game, or have you been to other games before?
Well, it will be my first game at Lumen.
Okay.
Not my first game watching because, a 10 a.m. game in Seattle on a Sunday is 2:30 a.m. Well, it means
right.
1 a.m. get up to be functioning for a 3 a.m. game, which I didn't mind the odd occasion we would win, but it got a bit more than slightly depressing, and I have depression as well, to be getting up at that, on a Monday, absolutely wrecked for the... But I love my team. I'm not wearing Seahawks today under the hoodie. I would normally have a jersey. Just hold on, gentlemen.
I want to see proof of your Seahawks fandomness.
Well, okay.
Let's
gentlemen,
see it.
I'd like you to meet.
There we go. Okay. There's some proof right there.
No, I've got more proof, boys.
And I know that getting Seahawks gear in Australia is no easy task. It's not like here, I go to the mall, I can get Seahawks stuff anywhere I look.
I have to say the Fanatics Pro Shop. Okay, I know we've just lost him, but there's my hope. You want dedication?
I won't boo him as much as I am not happy with him.
I literally bought this 2 weeks before the trade. and paid $150 for it.
Oh my goodness. That stock value went.
I know we all mock the Jamal Adams trade, but there is.
Hey. Let's not mock anything here yet. He still has something to prove.
Well, okay,
I'm rolling with him. We're rolling with him.
But this is
We're rolling with him.
DK. I taunt my Saints.
Okay, there we go. Hey, speaking of DK. Now, there's been a lot of chatter. There's been a lot of chatter about DK Metcalf.
Sorry, Rob, but just if you want the reason I follow the Seahawks, it's right here.
Oh, Steve Largent, baby. There you go. All right, now you've proven your longevity, your long-time fandomness with the Steve Largent right there.
Actually, for the draft, I have the big 85 Mitchell and Ness retro jersey, which I called the Largent Jersey of Power. I was on another screen with one of my best friends, Hawks fans. We had the Largent jerseys on for the full 3 days. We didn't take them off. We didn't have a shower for the full 3 days. And we ate, drank, and slept in them. And look, I'm just saying that the Largent Jersey of Power did bring us some luck. And not to brag, boys, Charles Cross at 9, I had called for about 6 weeks. Everyone said, no, we'll get rid of 9. I screamed myself hoarse, but I forgot my windows and front door was open. So if you were walking past my house at that moment, you would think I was probably being.
Well, good for you for being able to, predict that pick, because I certainly didn't. I thought they would go edge rusher on that one, but I expect this guy to bring some great things for us.
Hang on, to answer Andrew's question, I have a 3-year-old nephew, and yes, we know the Wiggles. So yes.
Where's that question?
Do you have autism? Well, Andrew, that makes you awesome, because anyone that has autism or Asperger's, like my godson, it's just freaking awesome as far as.
Well, let me bring Andrew on. Since we're talking about, let me bring Andrew on here. Andrew,
I'm just going to put the boys back on the shelf.
Okay, with the boys. Andrew, since you were commenting, you got Aussie 12's attention, so you are autistic as well. I know a few NorbCam fans who are similarly in the same boat, so it's great that you could be on here and share this in common.
If you have autism, you are awesome. I love, well, not the fact, I don't love that you have autism. That sounded wrong. But as I said, my godson's 15. He's at university doing aerospace engineering. Now, I don't know what you were doing at 15, gentlemen. I was nowhere near university. I went to university when I was 41. So, but yeah, it's great to meet you, Andrew. So
we're going to meet you too. Aussie 12.
Oh, sorry. I should tell you that my name is Megan or Meg. So if you prefer that, then Aussie 12. Although I answer.
Megan, how did you find my channel? How did you end up here, by the way?
I should be doing paperwork, but I have Seahawks notifications just on my YouTube, and the usual streamers weren't on today. And I thought, you know what, I've been up since 3 a.m. again this morning after going to bed at midnight, so I thought I'd just scroll around and see who was on. And I have actually heard your name, Norb, spoken in great reverence and, bow down, we're not worthy.
I don't know about that, but
from other 12 YouTubers. I'm mainly on the Hawks Nest with Brandon Kane. That's the one I mainly go to. He was the one that was wearing our larger jerseys, and as I said, didn't bathe and ate, drank, and slept in them. So yeah, I just sort of have alerts on and know if Brandon's not on or Brendan Nelson's not on. Yeah, so yeah, that's sort of how I
appreciate you. So what time is it over there right now? Is it in the morning or is it?
It is 2 minutes to midday on the 4th of May, as I said, hence.
Oh, midday. Okay, so it's daytime. It's the middle of the afternoon for you.
Yeah, middle of the day. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, I appreciate you being on here and sharing all your stories and your memorabilia and your prognostication or whatever the word is for predicting that first pick.
Yeah, I often get teased because I'm 17 hours into the future from you guys. So yeah.
That's true. You're already the fourth is with you.
I was screaming at draft picks way before you were. But yeah, so it's great to meet you, and great to meet you, Andrew. As I said, Aspies and look after yourselves.
All right. Well, thank you. So you can stick around. We're gonna continue doing the draft analysis, but feel free to hang out.
Stick around for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, and Andrew, you too, man. All right. Let's continue things along here. I do want to keep move things on. I want to bring in Sky High because he had technical issues earlier. Supposedly he's unmuted now. Let's find out if that's the case. Cameron Sky High. Are you with sound now? Finally.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you okay.
I can't.
Oh, this is perfect.
Oh no.
You're giving me nausea though, watching you walk around your house with your phone going on there. So.
I do. It's called pacing.
Okay. All right. Give me your overall feeling about the Seahawks draft. How did you feel when finally the weekend was over?
Well, I think it was pretty good. I must say, I'm very happy with some of the selections that we made. There were kind of early frustrations when the initial draft happened, especially seeing Booth, us not select Andrew Booth. That kind of made me upset. But, besides that, I think the draft was actually pretty successful. I think we did our best. I think, Cameron said it, that we picked the best available players, and some of which ended up being fit what we needed. So, like, offensive line. And I think we're solidifying the offensive line, which we saw happen a couple years back when we tried to make the Super Bowl run. I think that we attacked the corner position, and I think we've got some really good players. If you look at Tyrek Woolen and Kobe Bryant and these guys that we drafted, you see these guys and they're Seahawk corners. I've always preached about Seahawk corners and how these are big guys that know how to tackle, that have these long arms, that are big. They're not, they don't have to necessarily be big, but they're aggressive. They're bulldogs. They know their way around the corner. They're not necessarily the great all-star cover guys, but they're the guys that are willing to go out there and get dirty and are willing to go out there and put their head on the line right there for some hard Seahawks football. And I know Pete Carroll loves that absolutely. The Charles Cross pick, I think, he's the best player available. Obviously, we were hoping possibly for Kayvon Thibodeau. I know some people mentioned, obviously, Seattle had their Evan Neal maybe. Seattle had their guy. They pulled the trigger. A lot of people were expecting a trade. Didn't happen. So, obviously, it could have been worse. It could have been like the Patriots, but, thank goodness it wasn't like that. Norm.
Did you like the Walker pick? Did you like the running back?
Yeah, I remember watching a lot of him in college because I watch a lot of Ohio State football, so I watch a lot of the Big Ten. And I think he's a little guy, but he's pretty explosive back. I think he's kind of what we've been looking for in the passing game, I would say, is what we haven't gotten with Homer being out, or being now the special team standout, and Dallas. Dallas still kind of, he's trying to find his footing. Still, I think we give another year with him, maybe not. But I think with us drafting that running back, maybe this is the end for Carson. I don't know how they're going to split reps with a second-round running back and a guy that they just brought back after he absolutely blew brakes off with the running game in the past 6 games. So
I don't know, man. I'm not sure about how do you split reps. My concern is at some point somebody's going down and they're going to have to split reps because there's no way these 3 running backs are going to stay healthy the whole season.
Yeah,
I hope I'm wrong for the first time, but you never know.
If Penny goes off like he did last year, there's a possibility of him winning Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, it's that high. That's how high the potential is right now. I mean, when you have him play the last 5 games and he ends up with a stat of 700+ rushing yards with a bunch of touchdowns, they're like, what are you going to do to stop him, right? There's nothing that any team could do to stop him. And it's not like we were playing bad teams, right? We played the Rams. He did okay against the Rams, but we played against teams like the Cardinals, the Bears, the Lions, they're not necessarily the greatest teams, but they're, once again, Seattle was able to thrive, win or loss against these teams. They were able to do what they do best, and that was just move the ball downfield, running it and attacking it. And by using Penny with his strengths, by mixing in the zone and mixing in the power run, which Penny can do excellently well both, I think it could possibly work out. Something to keep an eye on is if we do dump Carson, there's another running back that's a free agent. It's Mike Davis. Nick's going to get mad at me for mentioning it because I just he told me that he got cut and then I just completely blew him off for it. So he was just Nick, nobody cares that Mike Davis was cut. And now that I think about it, Mike Davis was an extremely productive running back while he was in Seattle, and he was our power guy. He was kind of like that, and then Carson kind of overshadowed him, and Davis kind of fell out of the picture after 2018. So I think it's a possibility that he comes back to Seattle. We'll see. How's your life been?
That would be all right. It's pretty good. Your sound's a little bit crispy. I'm not sure what's going on there. The sound's a little bit. At least you're not muted, but it's a little crunchy. But hey, man, I'm gonna pop you off for a second. We're gonna move things forward. I'll bring you back in shortly. But we're gonna advance down this way because we want to try to keep this to not being completely all night long. But let's go to the next stage of this draft. So we moved on to round 4, pick 109. And who did we get? We got this guy. Yes, you know the name. Coby Bryant, spelled C-O-B-Y, cornerback from Cincinnati, with DJ Reed now in New York and Trey Brown recovering from a serious patellar tendon injury. The Seahawks needed to lengthen their cornerback ranks and afford themselves some long-term options. Despite being somewhat lost in the large shadow of former teammate and Jets first-round pick Ahmad Gardner, Bryant was a leader for one of the top programs in the country last year and ascended to the top of his position group by winning the 2021 Jim Thorpe Award. That kind of pedigree is rare to find as deep as the 4th round, and while Bryant has some technical issues to work through, there's a lot to like with this fit and the value of the pick. They gave us an A- on this pick. I was happy to finally see us go corner, and I like it. Fellas, let's go to you guys and let's get a take on what you guys thought.
Yeah.
Start with you, Horse.
Okay.
All right, so with Coby Bryant, when I initially watched him, I think it was at the Senior Bowl, what I saw was a really physical guy, physical at the line, even though his arm length was subpar at around 30 inches. You know, we want to see around 32 plus usually. So, I was impressed with his physicality, with his nuance and his savvy when playing press coverage. He definitely wasn't the greatest athlete. I think his long speed, his closing speed, those aren't as good. But where he excels is really playing him off the line, kind of as a zone corner, where he has room to process things. He's a really quick processor, and he has great instincts. So when he sees a route, he can kind of see it before the cut even happens. So he's able to break on the ball quickly and make those tackles. He lacks good tackling skills right now. He's not a great tackler. He's not a great run defender right now, but I think you can definitely improve on those things. So, the coverage part aspects of his game are the most important things to have right now. So I would also give this pick an A-. Yeah.
Nice. Cameron?
Yeah. I see people, comparing Tariq Woolen to Richard Sherman because they switch positions and they're tall. Richard Sherman was such an anomaly. That would be if Tariq Woolen and Coby Bryant were one person. Richard Sherman had the incredible instincts and was one of the smartest people on the field that Tariq Woolen doesn't necessarily have because he's so new to the position. But back to Coby Bryant, he reminds me of Richard Sherman with the instincts, and I can't remember what game it was against or who it was against. But there was this one where he dropped out of his zone to go pick off a pass, in the middle of the field or down the seam. It was just incredible because most college corners don't really do that. So yeah, I really like Coby Bryant.
Nice. And the name is hard to forget. as well.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We had back in 2017. Do you guys remember when we drafted a defensive back named Mike Tyson?
Yep. And
unfortunately, the name was about as memorable as anything he contributed to the team, sadly. But hopefully in this case, Kobe Bryant becomes a name that we will be saying for a while. And, I do like the fact that we are building up that cornerback room, because I like Trey Brown. I like Trey Brown a lot. He was doing great until that injury happened. It was sad that DJ Reed couldn't stay, which is why we needed to get a couple of more corners, and I do like where they're going with this. So let me see. Let me bring in BJ's been hanging around. He hasn't had a chance to jump in here. So BJ, want to bring you in here. BJ, what's going on?
What's up? I'm doing fine. How are you guys all doing?
We're doing all right. What's your take on Kobe Bryant? You got a thought on the Seahawks picking Kobe at this point in the draft?
I think it's great value. I definitely saw him going late third, so I was very happy to see if he was on the board. I thought it was going to be Tyrek Woolen at first. Didn't think he was going to fall to the fifth round. But he's the type of guy you can put it in day one. Probably can start. He and like Sidney Jones are probably going to be fighting for a starting job. And so you get like a player that can start immediately, which is like kind of amazing to find in the fourth round, because that's where you get to the parts of the draft where you're trying to find talent, but you're also trying to look for players that are long-term solutions. So to get a guy who played alongside Sauce Gardner, so he has had a lot of reps against top talent. So he's not some scrub that is getting hyped up.
Yeah, a lot of times the guy who has to play opposite the stud is the one who's getting all the work, right? It's just like when you think of what's his name? I'm trying to think of the Legion of Boom. Who's the other side whose jersey never quite fit him correctly? Byron Maxwell. Yeah, his jersey always looked like it was 2 sizes too big, didn't it? I never understood that. And just like he had to take all the work that Sherman didn't get, and so he definitely got tested a lot. So it speaks to his skill set, and hopefully he can translate that to the Seahawks. But we will talk about the next one here, because we went back-to-back corners. So let's talk about that guy right now. Tyrek Woolen got the info on him right now. So let's check it out. Here we go. Tyrek Woolen. Round 5, pick number 153, cornerback, UTSA. Going right back to the cornerback, the Seahawks nabbed one of the most extraordinary athletes you'll ever find at the position. Woolen is still incredibly raw after transitioning from receiver just 2 years ago, but his unprecedented size and speed combo is what dreams are made of for a defensive back guru like Carroll. Considering Woolen's tools alone were garnering him day 2 buzz, Seattle being able to call his name this late on day 3 is a massive win. They gave us Seahawks a grade A for that pickup. I just got to start by saying it's amazing. This guy, I mean, all the comparisons to the height and the converting from receiver to cornerback, but the speed. I had to look at that number again. The 40 speed. Am I right in reading that? Like 4.28 or what was it? I don't know officially. It's 4.2 something. That's faster. I was like, how does he measure up against DK Metcalf? Metcalf didn't run that fast. He's faster than DK Metcalf. I mean, is that not right? A 6'4" guy running 4.2 faster than Metcalf. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Who wants to take this one first?
I'll take the lead on this one. Yeah, one thing I do want to mention, the amount of talent that we have at premium positions like cornerback, tackle. I mean, we have 4 very young, talented tackles on this roster, and in addition to Damian Lewis, and some people really like Phil Haynes. So like, I'm really excited for the offensive line as well. But cornerback is like kind of stacked. I don't want to say stacked, but like we have a lot of young talent there, including Sidney Jones, who we haven't seen a ton of. But he looked really good last year. But Tyrek Woolen, I really like I like Tariq Woolen, but there's a reason he fell in round 5. I don't think he's particularly good enough to, like, if you put him out there, he'd look worse than Trey Flowers, in my opinion. Like, people love to hate on Trey Flowers. This is just a faster version of Trey Flowers right now, and he's a little bit taller. He's very stiff in the hips because he's tall. You know, tall corners are going to be very stiff in the hips. Yeah, but where I think he's going to be really good, you guys remember Ricardo Lockett, right?
Yeah, of course.
This guy's going to be a really good gunner. Like, he's a hard hitter.
Right.
And he's got 4.26 speed. Like, I think that might have been faster than Ricardo Lockett. So I'm really excited to see him at gunner this year.
Yeah, that's true. And comparing him to Trey Flowers does not exactly bring warm and fuzzies to me here. But it is it's hard to ignore that speed. Like you said, special teams, that'll be something else, him just blazing down the field. So how about you, Horst?
All right, so I have a couple of things I want to add to this guy. So first off, funny story. So when I found out about this guy, I think it was like through one of my friends. He like gave me like the measurables. He's like, hey, this guy could be a good Seahawks corner. And then he listed like 6'4", like I think he had some 40 time already. It was like 4.28 or something, and then 33 plus inch. I'm like, holy, this guy. Oh my, like this guy looks crazy. Like I did not expect that speed from that kind of guy. I texted Cameron right away. I'm like, you got to watch this guy. You got to watch this guy because I don't know, the measurables excited me so much. So yeah, with Woolen, like Cameron said, you got big corners. Like it's harder for them to move their lower body and upper body at the same time. So he's stiff at the hips. He's also, he's relatively new to the position. So the instincts, the processing, all that stuff, it's not there yet, but you got a ways to go with that. He's built to play press, definitely, but I think with the Seahawks scheme, you can move him around and play him in zone if you'd like. But yeah, he's definitely an exciting guy. Let me see what I have for him. Yeah, and he should just sink his hips more, become a better tackler. What it said about phenomenal athleticism, like straight line speed, it's not like what I consider really athleticism, but he's good. He's a really good athlete right now, and if you can develop him right and just teach him how to, turn his hips better, I think he can be a good cornerback. But there's a reason he did fall to the fifth, and it's because he was that raw. One
thing I do want to add on to that, the reason Richard Sherman was so good, he had really stiff hips as well. But like it was just, there were multiple receivers who said that Richard Sherman would literally run the route for them because he was he studied so hard and he could tell what they were going to run just based on slight hip movements, slight head movements. And that's the reason he made up for that, because he was so smart at the position. And Woolen has a very long way to, learning the position, because he's only had 16 or 17 games at cornerback. So
yeah, I have another funny story to add here. My friend said to me once, "Oh, you scout you watch 40 corners a year, yet the Seahawks will never draft one in the first round." And I thought that was just really funny because, I love watching corners so much, but yet I'll have my favorite corner in the draft in the first round, and the Seahawks will never take him. So it's kind of a sad thought.
Yeah. Well, maybe in another situation where they don't have so many other pressing needs, they could do that. But when you've got offensive line problems and defensive line pass rushing problems, you got to prioritize. But hey, still feeling pretty good about at least they were addressing those positions. So. All right, let's keep things going on here because we're in the final stretch. We got the last 3 here. So in this pick, they decided to go back to edge rush in round 5, pick number 158. Seahawks selected Tyrek Smith, edge rusher from Ohio State. Injuries have hampered him some, and the and the production, at least as far as sacks go, has not been there. But over the last 2 years, Smith has ranked in the upper echelon of college football edges in pass rush win rate and has done so playing in one of the toughest conferences in the country. If he can stay on the field, Seattle fans should be very excited. So, it's not exactly the most blow you away breakdown, but then we are in the 5th round here after all. Fellas, what was your thoughts? Who wants to take this breakdown first?
So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get to Tyrek Smith at all, so I'm gonna throw this one over a horse. But what I would call him is an average 5th round pick. But that's okay, because who else was called an average 5th round pick? Richard Sherman. So it's all right.
All right, yeah. So Tyrek Smith, first thing with him is not scheme fit, and I say that because we're switching over to predominantly running a 3-4, like a bunch of other successful defenses in the NFL, and Smith is more of a 4-3 guy, so you have that problem. But you also have there's a plus side to that pick because you're able to disguise stuff and you're able to put him in, and then the defense doesn't know what front you have, and there's a plus side to that. With him, I think there's nothing really outstanding in terms of athleticism. His length was pretty good overall. He had a good big frame for a 4-3 defensive end. So maybe 2 years ago or 4 years ago, he would have been a great pick for us. But right now, I don't really think it makes sense to pick him. So he's probably one of my least favorite picks of the draft because there's a bunch of other guys that you could go to, fit the scheme. But the one huge plus that you have with him is a super high motor. And what I mean by that, he's relentless during plays. He'll keep going after the play, keep going after the quarterback. The hands don't stop, and he has to develop all the moves and stuff. But as long as your hands just keep moving like that, you're able to win a bunch of reps off that. So
sometimes that's the one you can't coach that sometimes, right? Some guys are just built with a motor. They don't give up. They just keep going. And that's the guy who makes the plays, the guy who gets up after he falls down. And just when you thought he's out of the play, he's still going. He chases him down. And next thing you know, he's got the sack. And it was all because they didn't quit, right? Yeah. Cameron, you were about to say something?
No.
Yeah,
okay. Actually, yeah. I will add
your motor ran out, I guess.
It did.
Nothing else to say.
I will add that the Seahawks do love looking for those high motor players. I will say I'll go back to his point on how we're going back to a 3-4. I don't think we're actually going back because we've always it's been a 3-4 kind of thing, just one defensive end had his hand on the ground. But Boye Mafe, I watched this one rep where he took the running back running a wheel route all the way up the sideline. So that really impressed me. So really good in coverage. I mean, it was one rep, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're going to have your 3-4 outside linebackers do a lot, just playing coverage. And Tyrek Smith can't really do that. So just having him play with his hand on the ground will be a lot better.
Yeah, and they'll definitely go in a nickel situation when you've got the two defensive ends with their hands on the ground, or even one.
Yeah, rush in the pass or just stick with that, right? Get off that quarterback.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're down to our last two, and in this case, we had two back-to-back receivers. Let's get to these, and then we'll bring the rest of the gang in here as well. So, in round 7, this is the end here now. Pick number 229. The Seahawks selected Beau Melton, wide receiver from Rutgers. Rutgers is not a very pass-happy team, but Melton was still able to put up respectable numbers in his 3 years as a full-time starter for the Scarlet Knights. He's struggled with drops some and is fairly limited as a route runner, but he's a threat with the ball in his hands and has top-end speed to do damage. Additionally, he's a quality special teamer and should immediately help out on punt coverage as a gunner. Returning punts and kicks should also be in the cards for him as the Seahawks continue to look for more explosiveness in that department. B+ grade for Beau Melton. Now, at this point, when you get into the 7th round, if you can find anything that will contribute to your team, you're fortunate. What do you guys think? Who wants to take this first?
Yeah, I actually really liked Beau Melton. I think I had him in the 5th round or something, so maybe an overvaluation of me on my part. But what he said in the description, he's an all-around, do-it-all special teamer. So yeah, I really like him. as even a gunner and a punt returner, and he had a great 3-cone time at his pro day. I think it was like 6.82 or something, 6.1, 6.81. So yeah, I really like him. His quarterback also at Rutgers didn't give him much of a chance. So he's developed a wide catch radius. So yeah.
Horse, what you got?
Yeah. I just want to say there's no such thing as over evaluation. We don't do that. It's just there's some cases where maybe us too. We evaluate better than the NFL. So you can't really put that in yourself. But with Beau Melton, I really liked him also, and I want to add another note that let me count. So Boye Mafe, Abraham Lucas, Kobe Bryant, Tyrek Woolen, and Beau Melton, all Senior Bowl guys.
Yep.
So if you want to make a mock draft in the future, you got to have Senior Bowl guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
It seems to pay off.
Yeah, it does. It's also when, like, you get to see, like, a guy's best moments because a lot of guys have risen really high because of the Senior Bowl. It's a chance to, like, show off what you can do, how much you've improved, like, over your, like, short off-season kind of. And you saw that with Jermaine Johnson also. Like, his stock rose from pick like 30 to pick all the way to pick 9 even. So yeah, it definitely shows like with the one-on-ones and stuff, it helps you improve your stock a lot. And with Beau Melton, he's a shifty playmaker. I thought his athleticism was pretty good, so he'll instantly be a contributor for our offense. I think he can probably start day one, just rotating in like during third downs and stuff, but I think he can really contribute like a lot during our first few games, and you'll be able to see that in the preseason games also.
Mm-hmm.
All right, finally, let's go to the last pick of the 2022 draft. So, with the 233rd pick in the 2022 NFL draft, the Seahawks selected, is it Derek or Derek?
Derek
Young, wide receiver. I don't even know how to pronounce the school. Lenoir Ryan? Ryan. Young is a bit of an enigmatic figure at this time, hailing from Division II school Lenoir Ryan. The Seahawks hosted him on a top 30 visit in mid-April and were apparently blown away by his testing and physique. He's 6'2", 220, and looks like he was chiseled out of marble. He plays fast, physical, and has a good head on his shoulders, all of which is necessary to make it out alive in the uphill climb he's set to embark on this summer. That said, let's wait and see if he can endure the significant uptick in competition before getting too excited. This was the lowest grade given by this particular draft evaluation, giving us a C, giving the Seahawks a C grade for this pick. Fellas, what do you guys got?
I'll take the lead on this because when I found out that they had him on a visit, I had no idea who he was at all because he went to Lenoir Ryan. The only reason I'd heard of that is because Kyle Duggar went there and he came out in the 2020 draft. But I watched highlights because there's no film on him at all. He looks like the biggest guy on the field. Like it looks like he's playing with a bunch of high schoolers. He played in a wing T offense, so that's throwing it back to the 70s.
Yeah.
But yeah, they used him as a running back on jet sweeps, like a flag football offense. They did anything they could to get him the ball. He's 6'2", 220. I see people talking about poor man's Debo. I would think more like Cordero Patterson. I think Debo's only about like 6 foot and weighs a little bit less. Cordero Patterson is a little bit like that. And he's pretty quick. He ran like a 4.47 40. Cordero Patterson ran like a 4.45. So very similar in that. So yeah.
Horse, got anything to add for our final draft pick?
All right, so first thing I want to show, green RAS score. Everyone knows what that means.
Wait, hold that up again. Let's see that again.
I don't know if you know about this. It's a site a lot of people use, just like track testing, and it's like a gradable metric that this guy developed, and I think it's pretty cool. So,
what's the site? Numbers. What's the site for people who want to check it out?
Relative Athletic Score, RAS.
Relative Athletic Score. Okay, all right. Relative Athletic Score.
Yeah. So, teams. Well, not teams, but just like people talking about the draft will use this a lot, and you see he got a good score, 9.93. 440. He's a fast guy. And you saw he had 22 bench press reps.
Jeez.
And that's more than some offensive linemen.
Yeah.
There's some weak offensive linemen out there, but yeah. So what you can do with him is he won't necessarily need to be a great route runner, but just like a target in the end zone, a guy who can just bat down press and just get in the air and just snatch the ball. He'll be a weapon in that way. If he develops more, that's great. I don't expect him as much to, but I think he has great potential.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up the 9 picks for the 2022 Seahawks draft class. Again, I'm really excited. This was one of the more optimistic grading scales that the Seahawks got. I can't remember what the overall one was, but it was basically A's and B's with the exception of this Tyrek Young and the running back pickup, which I think we all strongly disagree on. So based on that, that's a pretty, I think it echoes a lot of the Seahawks fans' feelings on it. It seems like to me most of the negativity comes from the fact that we didn't address the biggest hole that the rest of the country is aware of, in that we lost our starting quarterback. So everybody immediately thought we need to replace him, right? But I think if you are familiar with the Seahawks situation, you just knew that this wasn't the draft to do it in. The quarterback wasn't going to be out there, and it really didn't make sense to try to go all in on a quarterback replacement when you had so many holes everywhere else, right? Why would you go so in on one of the most important positions when you can't protect him or you don't have enough defense to hold a score down while you're barely able to get an offense going? So, yeah, I'm kind of on that mindset, and I'm going to bring a lot of you guys in, so don't be picking your nose, everybody, because I'm going to bring a lot of you guys in right as we go here to talk about, what's the take on, your feelings of the future moving forward. But how many of you guys, looking back at most drafts, we are lucky if you can get, and you're doing really well if you get half of your class to stay on the team and be something of a contributor, right? If you can get half, you're doing extremely well. Mm-hmm. And it's bad if you only get maybe one. But about a third to a quarter, if you can turn those guys into something that you want to re-sign for, fourth, fifth year and beyond, that you're doing pretty good. So I'm just kind of curious as we bring everybody back in here, or a bunch of you guys back in here. What is your thoughts on who's going to be here? Who's the star? If you had to put money down, like this guy's going to be here for the foreseeable future, 5 years and beyond. Mm-hmm. This is the guy of the future. Who are the top 3 in this draft class?
Okay, so before I give you my top 3, you were talking about the quarterback position. Horse is gonna laugh really hard when I mention this because it's kind of a meme in Normcord right now.
Oh no!
I saw Norb talking about Levi Lewis on Twitter today.
Oh no!
Hey, some of that was just in jest. I put a tweet out there. I said, wouldn't that be awesome if a undrafted quarterback were to win the starting quarterback position? I threw that out there, but. I haven't seen the meme. I'm curious what that looks like.
Well,
but
on Saturday when we signed, I think it was Saturday, when we signed him, I went and watched film on him because I'd never heard of him, and he looked pretty good to me. Like he's got an arm for being like 5'9" or 5'10". But yeah, I mentioned him in Normcord, and people went crazy, like, "Oh, new franchise quarterback." So it's really funny.
Yeah.
And he's very short. He's like 5'9". I mean, he makes Russell Wilson look tall. I think he's even shorter than probably Kyler Murray. I don't know if Kyler Murray's that short, but the guy was pretty quick. But yeah, I wouldn't put any money on it for sure. But
I'll give you my top 3 now, though.
Go for it.
For 3, probably man, there's so many good players. There are so many special teams contributors. Well,
how about guys who are going to be potential? All right, well, but starters / Pro Bowlers. How about we go there?
Yeah.
Who in this draft class is going to be a starter and potentially a Pro Bowler? And maybe that limits it down some.
Definitely Abraham Lucas, Kobe Bryant, and Kenneth Walker. Yeah, so Kenneth Walker, I think, is going to be really good. I think people get tied up in positional value way too much with running backs. He's going to be a Pro Bowler. I'm calling it. If he stays healthy, he's going to be really good. Kobe Bryant, I think, he's built to last in the NFL, in my opinion. You don't have to be a next level athlete to be really good in the NFL. You need to be smart. You need to be technically sound. You don't have to be the greatest athlete. And then I think I said Abraham Lucas. I think he's gonna develop into a really good player. He's not going to face the best of the best pass rushers because normally you put them on the blind side. So yeah, I think Charles Cross could maybe, since he's facing the better pass rushers, might not be able to develop as well, and the run blocking and explosiveness is a little bit of a question. So those are my top three.
I like it. That's basically a lineman, a running back, and was it edge rusher or corner?
Corner. Yeah.
Corner. I would not complain about that. Horse, who you got?
All right, so I refuse to mention Kenneth Walker because I already know he'll be good, so I just refuse to mention him.
Yeah.
So you're not going to use him up in too easy of one. Okay, so you're going to go three others.
All right, so my first one would probably be, I think, actually, I'm going to go with a spicy one. I think Beau Melton.
Whoa.
He's going to be like one of those guys that...
Hot take!
Yeah, hot take. So, actually, I really liked him. He showed out at the Senior Bowl, for sure, with his speed and his, just lateral quickness. And I think he can be one of those, dare I say, Tyler Lockett type guys.
That's what I saw when I watched him.
Really?
Yeah. He can do a lot of things around the field and in the slot. So, yeah, he'll be my third one. My second will be Charles Cross. I just saw so much in him that, he could be so good. Even if he's playing on the left side, he already has all that potential with his lateral agility, his smooth hips, just his frame. If we can add a bit more muscle to him, I think he can be really dominant. He played against SEC level talent. I mean, then you're going up to the NFL, so it's still a pretty big jump. Playing in the SEC helps kind of soften that jump a little bit. So, and then my first one is I'm disappointed you didn't mention this, but Boye Mafe.
I know.
I predicted this one, but I mocked it, and I didn't think it would happen. But yeah, because he's a first-round guy for me, a first-round guy. So when he fell to the second, I'm like, please take him. And then with our first pick, we went him. I'm like, yes. So yeah, he's one of my guys in this draft. He's 3-4 outside linebacker. He can cover really well, which I think Pete said to him when he called him, hey, we're going to have you cover. So I think he showed that he can really do that. He's explosive off the line. He can put together a series of moves, his club chop move, his rip move. He does a bunch of those things to win at the line of scrimmage. He's also a good power rusher. He doesn't have the best length, but he can really just put those arms to the pads, drive linemen back. So I think he'll be I think he will be our best pick in this draft. Yeah. The best pick. Yeah. The Pro Bowler, I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One other thing I want to mention about Boye Mafe is, I don't know if you watched the Ohio State game, but he was going up against their right tackle. I can't remember his name, but he's 6'8", 350 pounds.
Thayer Munford?
No.
Is it Munford?
No.
Oh.
But he's a big dude. And he just put him on his butt. I think the hand to the chest put him on his butt. It was incredible. But I don't know if you caught that. So it was pretty insane.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and watch that one. It's going to be funny. But
do.
Just be able to convert your speed off the line into just power is a really important thing. And I think he does that really well. So he'll be our best player. I can guarantee you that. A lot of Seahawks fans didn't know him leading up to the draft, and I saw some unhappy reactions in chat when it happened. Oh, who's this? Who's Boye Mafe? And then I tried to call him he's good. You'll see him make some sacks our first game. Just expect that right away.
Yeah, people are pretty mad that we drafted someone who's going to be 24. I just don't understand that. Just draft good players and get 4 good years out of them, and then
Yeah, I'd rather have a Pro Bowler who's 24 than a sucky young person at 21.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they're washed up at that point. So
Yeah.
this got to be one of the funniest comments I've seen today. Devin Marsall says, Russ looks fat in orange. That's damn funny. Somebody said, I'm a little confused on the comment by Palmyra Productions. Says, no one has been paying attention to us poor people in chat, so I can see how you mixed that up, which I'm a little depressed about because you're usually pretty good, including everybody. This makes me sad.
I don't know.
I don't know. I've been trying to I've been able to talk and address everybody's chats, but I've been putting them up on the screen. So at least trying to give you guys love that way. But so much to talk about. I apologize if you feel left out. That wasn't my intention. All right, so my three. I'm going to go with Walker. I just love the idea that a running back, we could have a running back who's going to be like Pro Bowl, Marshawn Lynch style. Left tackle, because if your left tackle is getting Pro Bowl accolades, that means your quarterback is in good position. So I love that. And then I got to go with Kobe Bryant as well, to have another lockdown and LOB style level of corner who's going to be there for the near and immediate future. You feel like you got all your ends covered, and then everybody else just falls into place. So that's going to be my three. If we get those three minimum, and we're doing pretty good with this draft, as good as we think it is. All right, so I want to bring in everybody else who's been kind of in here. We'll make this a little bit of a chat party here. Hopefully, if your microphones aren't too noisy. Sky High, hopefully his mic is back to normal. David Gribb, Tyler Parcher, Amanda from the beginning. Look at this. See how many we can squeeze in here. Coach Mesh and BJ. That's everybody. Everybody's in the. We've got the party line going on here. Oh, Amanda's got the. Doug Baldwin action figure going on there. So I want to see, where do you think the Seahawks, you can just give me your take on where they finish in the division, and where do the Broncos finish in the division? Because if there's two teams I'm probably most concerned about this year are the Seahawks and the Broncos, because our fates next year are intertwined, as I said before. How they do significantly affects what we do next year in a very important quarterback draft. So let me go to Coach Mesh, who was here in the very beginning. Coach Mesh, what do you think? Where do the Broncos finish, and where do the Seahawks finish, and where do the Broncos finish next year? The two Wests, where do we finish?
That's hard. Muted.
Oh, Coach Mesh, I can't hear you.
Is that better?
You're muted. Oh.
Well, you're not muted, but we can't hear you. So let's you work on your mic. Let's go to Amanda. Amanda, why don't you go?
I really hope that the Broncos end up in fourth place in their division. And I'm kind of thinking that we're going to end up in the same place. But I'm not going to be sad about it. But I'm hoping that we get at least 7 wins.
Okay.
If we get at least 7, I'll be happy. Because
7 wins. Okay. But you're thinking good. We end up. Did you say we both end up in fourth place?
That's what I'm thinking.
In last place, I say last place in our divisions.
Yeah,
Seahawks
in both divisions.
But you know what that means? We could draft 2 franchise quarterbacks.
That's funny.
I'll switch headphones again.
That would be really nice. Yeah,
that'd be crazy. I mean, there is a silver lining to this division this season, because even if we completely suck, there is actually a reason to go, you know what? That's okay next year. I'm actually okay with that. So it's a win-win situation or a lose-lose situation.
We'll get past this. This is just a little speed bump that we've got to get over right now.
I'm okay if we don't go anywhere next year. I'm already saying it. In 2022, even if we don't make the playoffs, I'm okay with that. And I don't think I'd ever hear myself saying that. I would have never said that any other year. This year, I'm actually saying it.
It does suck.
We'll go and then we'll go to the NFC Championship game.
What are we doing? It just means that I'll be able to go to more games.
Yeah. There you go. Coach Mesh, did you fix your audio problem?
Yeah, I just forgot to turn my mic.
There he goes.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
it
Okay,
is.
so where do the Seahawks and the Broncos finish in their respective divisions? Go.
So for us, I said 9-8 or 11 or 6.
11-6. Oh, that's
11
actually
or
pretty good.
6.
11 is. You say 9-8 or 11-6?
Correct.
That's a big
Wow,
jump.
that's actually that puts us probably in third place.
I
maybe
say second.
depending on everybody else.
I say second or third. It depends if
Wow.
Arizona depends if Arizona can recover from DeAndre Hopkins PED.
That's going to be a
issue.
problem. Arizona is going to have a problem. They're going to be.
I haven't even thought about Arizona or the Rams. You know, I've just been too worried about thinking about us.
And
I
think
what about the
four-
Broncos? Oh, go ahead. You can finish the rest of your thought. So Cardinals in last, Seahawks somewhere in second or third, and where do the 49ers land in this mysterious?
49ers. I think also in that same direction, second or I think at least third. Because Trey Lance is not going to be developable yet. I don't think so either. I think it's going to take him more time. And so Seahawks or Rams are going to be the top 2 teams in our division.
Wow.
Wow.
In a year we lose our franchise quarterback. We're making a run at it to the division with the Rams.
Apparently.
Hey, I'm not. If
you
we
never
get the
know.
running,
Drew
if the
Lock
running
might
back,
be-
if the running back department is as healthy as we could dream it to be, and some of these guys step in and make immediate impact, I would not venture to say that second place in the division is not impossible without a franchise quarterback. It does happen once in a while.
I've been
All right.
wrong before.
Okay,
Let's
and then
go
I'll
to-
share my.
Yeah, you haven't done the other part. Yeah,
I'll share the AFC West part.
AFC. Let's hit it.
So Broncos, I think will go 6 or 11, or
6 or 11.
or
6 and 11.
or 4 and 12.
No.
You're going
That's
basement.
what we're hoping.
Yes.
That's what we're hoping.
Oh,
Man,
think
you are
that's gonna
drinking the
happen.
Kool-Aid hardcore, man.
hey, Norb, you forgot to do an unboxing of your Xbox.
Oh, yeah, I know. I might have to do a pseudo unboxing, but yeah, I never did get to unbox that Series X. But I'm going to do a virtual unboxing when I go GTA. That's going to be my official rollout on that.
Wait, I don't know if we can play each other now since I have the one and you have the new one. I don't know.
Oh, you can still. Xbox One and Series
we can?
X are good. As long as it's Microsoft. Yeah, no, we're good.
It's all good.
Just the Sonys we can't. All right, so there we go. Last place, second place for Seattle, last place for Denver. I would be very fine. I would be just fine with that. Let's see. Let's go to all right, Dave. Let's bring David back in here. David, what's going on, brother? Oh, you're muted over there, son.
Muted again.
David, you're muted.
The Astros scored
Check your
again. It's 4-0.
Oh boy.
Oh, Amanda, did you ask
who was the
who's
starting
gonna
pitcher?
go?
Who was the starting pitcher tonight?
I think it was Gilbert.
I don't know. I wasn't paying that close of attention.
It's not good.
Norb, Amanda's going to a Mariner game. Are you gonna go?
One of these times, I just gotta settle down. The schedule's been too busy.
I'm going on Friday.
Summertime. In the summertime, I'm going to try to go. All right. David is still can't hear David. Let's go to Seahawks for Life with the hat. I thought Seahawks for Life was Coach Mesh, but I guess there's a different Seahawks for Life.
There's two of them.
It might be Bronx.
Nope, it's Seahawks for Life right there. What's going on, Seahawks for Life? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I heard y'all conversation about the record is going to be for us.
Yeah.
And Broncos.
Yeah, I wanted to just get where's Seattle and the Broncos? I said these are the two teams that I'm most concerned about in this season. So where do the Seahawks and the Broncos finish this year?
Well, I did hear the Broncos brought back Malcolm back. I did
wait a
hear
minute.
that. But the Broncos not gonna do any good this year because they're struggling on their defense. Because after we made a got Chevy Harris, that's their only best defensive player. Now he's with us now.
Yep.
And we're gonna end up like in the second place.
Oh.
And Broncos will finish last because they're still struggling on defense. So yeah, we'll be like 14-3.
You took me off.
Because if we do blame like Baker Mayfield, like we're gonna like turn around on offense. So yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Baker's
All right.
better than Bum Gino. I don't know.
But
I like Gino.
if we do get Baker
I
Mayfield,
like Gino too.
but if we do get him, it'll be like Baker Mayfield on starting.
Baker's known for turnovering the ball, so.
But yeah, that's his. That's what because he was with Cleveland, but because they have problems for protecting him.
He did good.
But we got those two players on the draft,
Xfinity
like
stream.
Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas. They're pretty good on, but you know what I mean, like protecting the passer, like passing the ball. They're pretty good. So if we do get Baker Mayfield, like them two are pretty good at protecting Baker Mayfield, so he cannot be fumbling the ball too much, like he was.
We don't need to get Baker Mayfield.
I don't. If we do get him.
Hey!
Unless he's just hanging around.
Hey! I have a question for all of y'all.
Well, hit us.
What's your question?
Do you think our offensive line will be better than Denver's offensive line?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Says we draft Charles Cross and Abraham
My
Lucas from the
husband
draft.
says yes.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson doesn't make the goal line better.
And y'all said about Kenneth Walker the third. Yeah, he's pretty good. I just watched his highlights earlier. He's pretty good.
And then hopefully our offensive line coach can
Xfinity stream. Sorry.
do better than Mike Solari
That's a
did.
nice catch. You basically
I'm trying to
caught
put
that
it
ball
on right
with his
now,
butt.
man, but I'm trying to. My Fire Stick is acting up like crazy.
So you guys are watching Mariners while we're chatting about all this. All right.
I'm still trying to get it on.
Thanks for your take, man. I
Julio
appreciate
just
that.
Julio just
Let's
caught a
go.
ball with his butt.
Well, the man is talented. The man is talented. I don't know how you do that, but that's impressive. You know, do you remember the play where Doug Baldwin caught a ball with his butt against the Lions?
Yes.
Yeah.
The butt catch. That was
Wasn't
impressive, man.
Wasn't it wild card? Wasn't it the same Paul
I
Richardson
think it was. I
game
think it
as
was.
Paul Richardson game?
Yeah, where Paul Richardson basically interfered the hell out of the defender. He got the touchdown anyway. David Gribb, I was trying to put you on, but every time I try to put you on, your mic's not working, and then when you're not on, you start talking. David Gribb?
Yeah, it shows that he's got it muted.
It's muted right now.
Yeah, he's got it muted.
Nope. There, now you're unmuted there, David.
Oh.
Nope, now you're muted again.
Can't hear him again.
I still can't hear him. All right, let's go to who have we not heard from yet here? BJ, how about you, BJ? What's your take? Seahawks and Broncos, where do they finish?
Honestly, I think we finished a solid 6-11. I think.
Solid.
And
that's good.
Yeah.
That's
And I think the Broncos, honestly, they go 0-16. But that's just my personal opinion.
Come on, man. Hey, man. I'll take it, though. We would get the number one pick in the draft, and the Broncos go 0-16.
That would be so nice.
Can you believe? Can you imagine how deliciously, I don't know,
how you say how
satisfying that would be if that actually happened.
0-17 is the new.
That's true. 0-17.
Oh yeah, because we got 17 games now.
0-16, and then watching the last game just for fun to see how the last one goes. That would be pretty.
Be like they beat Eaton Crow.
Squabbo can't be on tonight because he has COVID, I guess.
Was he afraid he's going to give COVID through the internet?
I can't.
Come on, man. No, I saw. He said he couldn't do the stream tonight. That's all right. No
But I got to be on his show a couple times.
Oh, that's cool.
Straight
Yeah,
StreamYard.
he's got some stuff going on.
By the way, I wanna argue on the Kennedy Walker the third pick.
Yeah. And why are you wearing a Chiefs? If you're Seahawks for life, why are you wearing a Chiefs jersey? What the F, man? I don't even get that.
At least somebody pointed it out.
I know. I saw it earlier when you were laying down in your side after you ate the soup. I was thinking to myself, what's going on? Drake Gales says, "Can I ask the panel a question?" Yes, you can ask the panel a question. Go ahead. You can do it on the chat if you're not going to jump on the.
Sorry.
I'm a fan of Patrick Mahomes, Norp. That's the reason why I'm more in the sheets, because this is a Super Bowl 54.
Okay. All right.
Sure. So, and I love Patrick, man. Who doesn't love Patrick Mahomes?
Will he be just as good without Tyreek Hill in the lineup?
Kenneth Walker.
I'm excited to get back on the GTA grind with you, Norb. It's gonna be fun.
It will be fun.
I play Fortnite with some other adults, and I've ran into some Bronco fans, and they are so happy about Russ.
Oh, I know. Everything is
ridiculous.
everything Broncos is so annoyingly happy right now.
Yeah, because they know that I'm a Seahawks fan, because my thing for Fortnite is Queen Hawk 12, so it just automatically tells everybody that I'm a Seahawks fan, and they're like, they ask me and I'm talking to them, and they're like, it's about time we got a good quarterback and yada yada yada. I'm like, whatever.
Actually, you know what? I think we that's one thing that Seahawks need to draft next year is Bryce Young, the 2021 Heisman Trophy winner.
Do you have an Xbox, Amanda?
Yeah. Bryce Young.
No,
his
I
name's
play
come up
on
many times.
Nintendo Switch.
When the funniest thing? When the funniest thing? The Broncos go 0-17. The Seahawks go 1-16. And we go 1, and we draft 1 and 2 in the 2022 draft. That would be.
Unfortunately, I don't think the gods and the lords will make that happen.
Oh, I don't think so either. But I just said it wouldn't be funny
because
I wouldn't
so
want
many
that to happen. That would be
other
such.
teams.
That would make the season so sad. Like last year was sad because we lost a lot, but it's not the only time the Seahawks used to lose all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We got spoiled, and I've said it before, of winning all the time and going to the playoffs all the time and going to 2 Super Bowls back to back and stuff. You know, we're gonna lose. This is just how it is. Everybody, all you 12s out there, if you're not used to losing, get used to it, because it's going to happen. It's just how it is.
Yeah, go back 30 years when 90s, 80s, 70s, all those times where we were under 500.
1992.
Yeah.
I will be watching with great curiosity to see how the
Broncos here's the question
runs
that
with Russ being in charge. You know, they're basically handing him the key to the city, the key to the team. Whatever you say, Russ, we're going to do. And so Russell's getting everything he could possibly want as far as control.
And he's going to trip over his shoelaces and fall on his face.
He's going to trip over his fat orange jerseys. What's going to happen?
There we go, right there.
Dre Gales, the question is, do you believe our philosophy of playing great defense, running the ball, and not turning it over is the best way to win Super Bowls? Basically,
no turnovers. That's the only way you're going to win anything.
Yep. Can I answer this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
who is that?
I think it's Dave.
I think it's David.
Still can't really hear him very good.
Yeah, the audio. Yeah.
I know it's kind of tripping. Sorry, David. Go ahead. Go ahead, Cameron.
Yeah, I think playing defense, running the ball, and not turning the ball over is the best way to win Super Bowls. Because yes, it is. Yes, it is, Horse. Because passing the ball is reliant on running the ball.
I agree with.
Football was built on running the ball. Football was running the ball. You know why it's called football? because it was a game played on the feet. You ran with the ball.
Sorry, no, I'm watching the game too.
Yeah.
On the ground. You run the ball, you play defense, you don't allow points, and you get turnovers.
And you keep the ball.
And I will tell you, and as Coach Mesh and anyone who has watched my Madden understands that is how my philosophy is completely into playing great defense. Unfortunately, I don't do that. Running the ball and not turning it over. So at least I get 2 out of 3. My goal is always to run the ball and not turn it over, and I usually win. My problem is I don't play great defense.
When you throw the ball,
That's where
you
I'm kind of
get
screwed.
interceptions.
Yep.
And we're bringing back Madden, I think, this week. I hope.
We try to. You'll see
I
that
think the
philosophy in action.
I think the problem with such a great defense and running is that it's never going to work all the time, especially with Seattle's philosophy for the last 10 years. That's pretty much what we've been doing for the last 10 years is playing great defense, running the ball.
Well, we haven't exactly been playing great defense the last few years because we've been in last place to start off the last 2 seasons. So our defense has been slowly slipping, and our running game hasn't been good either. So we're only doing one, maybe not turning it over. So we haven't been running the ball that great. We haven't
That's
been
the
playing
big
that great
thing right
defense.
there. Not turning the ball over is what we need to make sure doesn't happen.
I think, but you got to have an even level of you have to have even level of running and passing. You know, it's like a chess match. You got to do one. You got to make a move that could be smart. You got to make a move that could be a safety or risk, but you also got to make sure that if you are going to run the ball, use those running backs in a way that they don't get fatigued all the time and they get hurt. And that's the problem with Pete, is that he uses too much on one running back and doesn't give even playing time for both running backs.
Well, the other issue that we had, and this is where the passing game, how you define the passing game, is a gray area, because Russ wanted to throw deep. He's always looking for the deep ball, right? And that's why he's often gotten sacked, because he tries to wait to let the receivers get down the field, holding on the ball too long, spinning out of the pocket, trying to find that.
That's most quarterbacks nowadays, though.
Well, not the non-mobile ones don't. You know, the ones who can stand in the pocket. You know, and here's the thing about Brady, right? He's not like he's the best deep thrower in the world. He's not the fastest fleet of foot, that's for damn sure.
It's not
he just gets rid of the ball really quick, and he hits the guys, and he'll just nickel and dime you for 5-7 yards at a time. And it's annoying when it's done to you, but I always watch that and go, why aren't we doing that? Why doesn't Russ just hit the check down for 5 yards instead of trying to go 20?
Because Russ isn't Tom.
The problem is that it's not a big enough yardage for.
Don't let my husband hear me say that.
The problem is that it's not a big enough yardage for Russ. He wants to get 10, 15, 20, 25. He's not going for those check downs.
He wants to make big plays.
He wants.
And that's it's gonna be interesting to see if Russ has the same issues that he's had recently and carries that over to Denver. The holding on the ball too long, looking for the deep pass, not hitting the short check downs and the short intermediate routes.
And if he does, then he's gonna be gone. He's gonna be gone.
So we'll find out. That's why I'm really curious to see how they use him.
I seen a tweet saying something about that the Broncos were saying something. Russ was getting hit before. He won't be getting hit anymore.
That was one of the linemen.
Oh, is that what it was?
Linemen saying he's gonna take care of him.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true.
That's what I said.
We all know that offensive line will still give him problems, and he will still feel under pressure.
Well, then they're going to try to block for him, and then as soon as he peels out of the pocket, and the guy that they were blocking this way suddenly goes that direction, and they go, "Oh, grab him!" and then holding. 10 yards back. So
Yep.
that's the other
Norm,
problem.
if I do lose these, I can go to find my iPhone thing and just play a sound for it.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, my daughter has lost them and found them twice, but what happened was Vanessa, she had her iPods or AirPods in the little case. She left them in one of my other daughter's friend's car. So on the Find Your AirPods or whatever, it said it was sitting there on the street. The last connected was like in the middle of the street somewhere. It's like, well, it can't be sitting in the street. It wouldn't have ended up there. But that was the last time it was connected because it was in a moving car. So we didn't have it, and we couldn't use the sound thing because obviously it wasn't with us. But she did have it to where we were able to go, okay, the last time you connected was while driving. So whose car could you have possibly been in? And so we did the back check and realized, oh, you were probably in your friend's car at the time. And sure enough, it was sitting underneath the chair in her car. So, but anyway.
But
Technology,
Horace, I have
great thing.
just the regular AirPods, not the Pros.
Yeah, I have those.
Oh,
There was a comment There was a comment a couple minutes back about something about saying Russ was never the same after Sierra, and I that I seen that was posted up on, and that was hilarious because lots of people think that.
Oh yeah, a lot of people have made that comparison to Yoko Ono. I said, Sierra didn't make him not throw that check down. She's not talking to him, hey Russ, don't throw the check down. Oh, maybe she is. Maybe she's in bed.
Hey, you never know.
Russ,
She could have been.
Honey, you need to not throw the check down, okay? You need to go for it. You need to be the man. You need to throw 35 yards down the field. You don't need to settle for no check down. You don't need a 5-yard play. You throw that ball. You're the greatest. Throw it 25, 30 yards down the field every time.
I'm gonna stream this right now. I don't have it set up.
Short. That's a YouTube short that you definitely have to put in after this.
I might have to. That's pretty damn good. I just came up with that. All right. Well, I think it's about time. We've been going for the length of a Star Wars movie. But I had a great time. I hope that there's actually people still watching it. Unbelievably, there's still people watching this.
When are you gonna unbox the Xbox?
Anything else anybody wants to bring up? Any questions, comments, questions you want to ask me or want to ask somebody else?
Drew Lock.
While we have this little group.
What did he say? Drew Lock what? It's
Drew Lock time. It's Drew Lock time.
Yes, it is Drew Lock time. I want Drew Lock. That'd be great.
I'd love to know because I made a video. I talked about how I don't trust these press conferences anymore. I don't really listen to them because
Same here, Norm.
What
Same
happened,
here.
And so whatever Russ and John say, I really don't drink it anymore because they're going to say whatever they're going to say, but they are going to do what they're really going to do. I know that's just the business.
Norm's going to need it. Oh, I'll let you go. Sorry.
Oh, no. So, what it would be very interesting to see how fun it would be to be a fly on the wall during a little meeting in the room just to hear what they're really thinking. What's really going through their mind? What are they really thinking when it comes to like which quarterback? What is their plan at quarterback? Do they really believe in Drew Lock or are they just saying that? Do they really think it's going to be Geno Smith? Or do they really think none of these guys have any chance and they're just looking ahead to next year? Or are they really going to pick up Baker Mayfield when it eventually becomes available? Or are they going to make some deal and get Gardner Minshew all of a sudden out of nowhere? That's what's going to happen. Or is it going to be Nick Foles suddenly shows up in the Seahawks camp?
Nick Foles. Really?
I heard it. Nick Foles' name has been popping up in the conversation because I guess he's going to be out there free agent maybe because I don't think he got re-signed. Isn't that funny that Nick Foles won a Super Bowl for the city of Philadelphia. And they made a statue of him for that. What was that play called? The Philly Special. The Philly Special.
You want to do Philly?
They have a statue of him, and the dude wasn't even on the team like 2 years later. I just think that's funny to me.
That's crazy.
All right.
I found a funny video, Norm, of you. Hold on.
I ain't trust Geno at all.
Oh, it's your boy X, who's been in many Madden tournaments, finally enjoying the fact that he sees what Coach Mesh looks like. There, take a nice long look.
I
That
know,
is
like,
Coach
yeah.
Mesh, the soup-eating Kansas City Chief jersey-wearing Seahawks for life dude. There you go. That's him.
I'm trying to find the video now. Hold
Oh,
on.
hey Norb,
I have to admit, Coach Mesh, you did not look at all what I thought you would look like when I saw you.
I thought he was older.
I just thought you'd look different. I don't know. You ever when you hear someone's voice, you picture someone, and sometimes it's somebody you know. You think of someone else, and you think, oh, I bet he looks like this person, and then you see him, it's like, whoa, that's what he looks like. Whoa, that's not what I expected. It usually happens with radio personalities.
I found it.
Yeah, people know what I look because I've been on your YouTube before, and I've been to games with you and viewing parties, which, we should be having this year.
I know. I don't know if that's going to happen. It hasn't been looking good from
Hey Norb,
down
you
standpoint.
need to create like a revenge song or like something about Russell Wilson for the prediction video on the Broncos.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I got to start asking people about what songs to do for the prediction video for next year. I got to start working on that.
I want to show you all of this video that I found. Watch this. Here it goes. You'll see. Whoa!
Oh, that's when I got hit in the face. That's when I got hit by the volleyball.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's like one of the tournaments. I was just standing there and I made the mistake of not paying attention during serving practice and I got creamed by a ball. Not the first time, and it won't be the last. I've had a couple of cameras taken out that way.
You did get hit by one.
Luckily, it's only 15 seconds.
Yes, it was 15 painful seconds. Anyway.
Horse got something.
Horse, what? Horse has got something. What's up, Horse?
Yeah, you wanted to
take over the locker room.
Yeah. Okay. There's been a lot of talk about 2023 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
We all know it's like a big class and all. So, people are saying Bryce Young. I have an argument against that. I'd say C.J. Stroud is actually better.
Yes.
And another name Seahawks fans get to know this guy because he's possibly on their radar. Because I know they wanted to draft Josh Allen a few years back, and they're a fan of big-armed QBs. So be on the watch for Will Levis out of Kentucky. He'll be in the top 10 next year of the draft. I guarantee you that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so repeat those names for us again. Repeat those names that we should be listening for again.
All right, so first off, obviously Bryce Young, people are saying that, but the guy who I think is better and will probably end up being the number one pick for whoever ends up getting the pick is C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State. And then the sleeper quarterback is Will Levis out of Kentucky.
Yep.
C.J. Stroud, Will Levis. Okay. All right.
I'm going to have to do my homework on those guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
we got a year to dream about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you think we can, if we even make it to the wild card, even if it's like a 7th or a 6th, do you even think we win the wild card?
Man, you're asking such a way ahead cart before the hearse question. I don't even know what our team's going to look like next year. Don't know what our quarterback's going to be next year. And then who are we going to be playing next year? And what does that team look like who we might be playing next year? It's crazy. But I'll tell you this much. If you were to tell me right now that we're going to be in the wild card, I'll sign up. I'm in. I'm like, okay. You tell me we're going to make the playoffs with this, season going into it without a franchise quarterback, and we're going to make the playoffs? I'll be all in. I said, if that could happen, then we could go. Who knows how far we can go?
Well,
we can get that far.
There's one reason why I say that.
And who needs Russ then?
There's a reason why. There's one reason why I say we'll make it to the playoffs. Drew Lock. Drew Lock's with Shane Waldron. Shane Waldron's system being similar to the.
Of course, is my assistant.
Of his first. First offensive coordinator, that correlation could work together, and it could be some really good chemistry.
That's true. If what's his name? Who was the Rams quarterback before Stafford?
Oh, yes, we can, Shannon.
Jared
Goff.
Yeah. If Jared Goff can make it to the Super Bowl, then,
Anybody
maybe Shane
could.
Waldron could take anybody to the Super Bowl. And who knows? Maybe that's the thing. I at one point, we were talking about how, maybe the problem with Shane Waldron isn't Shane Waldron. It might have been Russell Wilson. And maybe Russell Wilson didn't want to run the game plan that Shane Waldron wanted to implement.
Yeah,
Because wasn't he wanting to call his own plays and do his own stuff and not even listen to Shane?
Well, we don't know what the plays are from the moment they're conceived by the coordinator to finally what's run on the field. Because as we know, Russ can walk up to the field at any point. He gets the call. He says, "Okay, we're going to run the ball. We're going to hand it off to Chris Carson or Rashad Penny here." And Russell's going to look up and go, "Check, check, check." At that point, he just told the coordinator to F off. I'm running the show. So at that point, it's all bets are off. He's changed. He's checked to a pass play or whatever, and we don't know what the play was called before then. We only see the end result,
and
it might have turned into be
hopefully the
terrible.
scheme this year works well, especially with Charles Cross and Lucas.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweep scheme.
So it's your boy X says, here's the danger. Pete Carroll said today that the looks of it, Geno Smith is the number one in his eyes right now. And yes, he knows the system the best. So it would be, and he did go 2-1. It could have been 3-0 during the time when Russell was injured. But am I going to buy anything that Pete Carroll says about his starting quarterback? Heck no. No, because you almost go the opposite. Like whatever he's saying, I'm going to probably do the opposite because,
Hold on,
it's so much misdirection.
He's lied before.
Well, that's kind of what they have to do. They have to lie.
He had us believing that Russ was going to stay, and both of us were drinking that Kool-Aid, Norb. We thought
I know. We're like, no way Russ is going anywhere.
Yep.
Russ said he's not going, and Pete says we're not shopping the quarterback. Little did we know he really meant was, yeah, we're shopping the quarterback if you give us a good enough deal.
Yeah.
And, so, yeah.
I found the other clip. Look, guys.
So you pay up on those steaks yet?
There it is.
Oh, this is where I get hit in the face.
Watch this, you guys.
What? Is this the...
Damn.
Oh,
Norb, you didn't even get your bump set right.
Well, it came in so quick, I didn't have time to protect myself.
You should have went for the set there if you...
Well, obviously... Yeah, it hit me in the ear, man. I was like,
I'm just looking through all the old clips. I love them.
He says, blame it on Russ. He's gone. It's not just, it's not only Russ's fault. It's everybody's fault. Russ would have never left if he didn't want to leave.
Russ,
he
did say, our offensive line coach, that Mike Solari, that got fired.
Yeah, it's not just Russ's fault. We just,
I do think at a certain point, with understandably so, with the way Russ's level rose from where he was in 2012 to where he is now, that his legacy and his desire to win championships and probably win an MVP became more important than winning with the Seahawks.
Of course.
I think that ultimately is what changed, because I think 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015 Russ probably just sticks it out and says, I'm here, all in for the team.
I can do this. Yeah.
And at a certain point, it was like, well, I've kind of been here a long time and kind of want something better now.
Question.
Exactly.
Do you think that Russ is past his prime?
Yes.
That's what I'm dying to find. See, that's what I'm really curious about, because part of me is hoping that we see more of the same Russ except in orange. But if he suddenly has this turnaround and he's just tearing it up, MVP candidate, and lighting up the status sheet, well, then I'll be like, maybe we really didn't use him right. So that's really, we'll know next year. We will really have a better idea next year. So anyway, everybody, I'm gonna wrap things up unless everybody has one last pressing thing to say. But any last thoughts in your mind before
one more question?
I got one. Did y'all heard about Earl Thomas coming back in the NFL week? Y'all heard about Earl Thomas?
Oh my God! Don't bring this
Oh
up.
my-
I haven't heard anything legit. I've heard
Well,
rumblings
I heard
about
on
that
Twitter.
possibility.
Because he was suspended for 2 years after he hit his teammate back with Baltimore. He hit his teammate bad.
Yeah, didn't he punch him or something?
Yeah,
I don't think he was suspended. I don't think that was stopping him from coming back to the NFL. It wasn't like he was suspended from the game for 2 years. Nobody wanted to pick him up.
He got released.
And nobody picked him up. He wanted to go to Dallas. Hey, look me up. Remember that go to Dallas thing that he did in the locker room back in Dallas a few years ago?
Yeah, imagine he goes to Denver.
Too old.
Imagine he goes to like the Denver Broncos, team up back with us. Oh Lord, we're gonna have problems.
That won't happen.
I am watching.
I don't think Earl
that's
Thomas
Seattle.
is anything we have to be concerned about.
Good stuff on Netflix
Yeah.
too. I'm watching that football movie with Kevin James. I watched that one. It was pretty good.
Oh yeah, what's that one called?
Oh, I did too.
Home Team or whatever it was.
Home Team. Yeah, I've heard from a few people. You gotta check that out. I'm actually right now finishing up Ozark. I'm on the.
Oh,
They
I might
finally
need to
released the
try that
last
out.
few episodes. It is dark. It's.
I'm gonna check it out.
It's
at some
thriller.
point.
But really
My
enjoyed
parents
The
are
Boys.
watching
The
it,
Boys on Amazon Prime. It was really good. Really enjoyed.
Isn't
that
that
one. Only 2 seasons.
superhero where they're
It's kind of like a
jerk-
dark twist on the superhero genre.
Yeah, that
So
one guy
instead of
is
the
a
superheroes
jerk.
being good characters, they're actually like this sort of corrupt organization, corrupt company, and
I have
there's a lot of
one.
Superheroes
negative things.
gone bad.
It's an Amazon original Academy Award nominated movie. It's called Being the Ricardos.
Oh,
Amanda,
okay.
I Love
need
Lucy
more.
thing.
Yeah, I heard about that one. Saw the ads for that one.
Need more like you.
Yeah, David, sorry your mic didn't work out. I was trying to get you on there, man. It just wasn't happening.
Hey, Norb.
A lot of times I'm the only girl on here with Norb.
Amanda, can you make sure?
I'm the only girl in the world.
Can you
Sorry,
make sure to get
Rihanna?
some video for me at the game?
Yeah.
Say what now?
Oh, I was asking if Amanda if she can get some pictures and videos of the game for me.
I'll try
Oh,
to.
the Mariner game.
I want the anthem. That's my favorite part.
It's in the top of the ninth, and it's still 0-4, so they lose today.
Yeah, his offense is just completely gone
Man.
zero yesterday.
saw
They
a
be shut
great
out
game.
again today.
I know we
Yeah.
lost to the Marlins a couple.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
No, this has been a bad
And
road
we
trip.
were winning there. We were winning. We were doing. The Mariners were doing good, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And now, 2 games in a row, they can't even score.
I think we're facing top-notch competitors. You know what I mean?
These were good teams. Yeah, good
And
pitching.
Amanda,
Yeah.
I went and saw the opener, and I saw a great game.
Oh, we
That's
started
good.
out the first year was the first part of the year was awesome.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
We were
at
we were
home.
the first for there. No,
It's your boy X. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate showing up here, man.
Hey, Norb.
So yeah, no. Like y'all heard about the schedule at least until next month on the 12th.
Yep.
It's next month.
Yeah, you got plenty of
In
time.
9 days.
Like,
No, it's May 12th.
Oh.
In 9 days,
Oh,
there's
it's 12.
the schedule
Okay.
gets released. I'm
Hold
definitely
up
going
a
to do a
minute.
video about that.
Yeah,
Nice.
you got
Hey,
plenty
hey,
of time back.
Hey, Norb. Who do you think will play on Christmas Day?
Hopefully.
If you could predict the schedule.
Well, they generally pack the NFC West second games in the end of the season so that they make all those games as relevant as possible if it's a tight division race, right? So it's a good chance we'll play Cardinals, Rams, or 49ers.
Or Broncos.
Imagine if the Broncos game was the Christmas game. That would be fun.
I think that would be a mistake. If I was the NFL, I would put that game early because you want to put that matchup, the homecoming matchup, early while the whole Seahawks Russell thing is fresh, while their seasons haven't been determined yet. Because
I think that game might be a
because what
prime
if
time
both
game.
teams are 1-12 1-12 or 1-13 at that point, or 0-15. Suddenly that game isn't very interesting. But in the beginning, when all the season's early, I'd put it in September if I was the NFL.
I think that game is going to be a primetime game.
Oh, it's definitely got to be a primetime Monday night, Sunday night, and it's got to be in September. That's my prediction. It
might be the only primetime game we get, though.
Christmas is on Sunday this year.
Ooh, perfect.
Well, let me see what my day is. I gotta find out when that is.
Sharon, by the way, Sharon said that she went to a game and she chased me down for a picture. I think Sharon said that earlier. Is that right, Sharon?
We get a Thursday night one. Like we'll have like a Thursday night one. Like we have.
Sharon, you just got to find the guy with the green hair. And
There's a lot more of those now. There's a lot more of those because they've had a few of those giveaways now. So a lot more people wear the green hair now. So it's not as rare as it was in the beginning.
Game? Oh Lord!
And Amanda, did I tell you when I met Norb at the Carolina game? I was in the bathroom instead of outside watching.
Oh, is that when you were in line at the concession stand? We went up to you trying to find you in your seats.
With my friend that I was.
You're like, me and Mark went hunting for you. We're like, he says he's in section 3, blah, blah, blah. Went all the way up there. I was like, where is he? He's like, oh, I think he went to go get some hot dogs or something. So then we went outside. This has been the middle of the anthem and the fireworks and stuff, and you're out there in line for a hot dog. Like, dude, where are we? We've been looking for you. We got a picture of you.
I met Norb. I first started watching Norb on YouTube when I lived over on the other side of the mountain. And then I moved over here, and the first time I met him face to face was at his movie premiere.
Yeah, in the theater when we showed the View from a 12. In the theater that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still have the tickets and the signature and all that stuff.
Wow. Awesome.
I have the shirts that I got too, but they probably don't fit me
anymore. It's over here on my shelf with my Steve Largent football.
I don't really need to watch the DVD anymore, Nor, because it's all on YouTube now.
I know. I put on YouTube now, so.
Hey, Norb.
Yep. Yes. Who's that?
I was thinking under pressure for Broncos. For the Broncos.
Under pressure by David Bowie
and Queen.
Is that Under Pressure? That one?
Yeah.
I have an option. I'll have to send you
before.
I'll send you
before Vanilla Ice ripped it off.
Before Vanilla Ice.
Hold on.
He said, "No, man, I didn't rip off that sample because the original goes doom 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 doom.
It's the same.
And mine goes doom 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 doom. See, I added an extra doom." So it wasn't, I wasn't ripping off the sample, man. What's up? Yo, if there's a problem, I solve it. Check out the hook while DJ revolves it.
Baby.
I'm thinking about trying to cram together a 2022 Seahawks draft class video like I did back in 2017 when I did the Will Smith.
Hold on.
Getting rookies with it.
We don't want to go. We don't need to be talking about no Will Smith and him. No.
Oh God!
Take my wife's name out of your mouth. That would be actually pretty funny to do it now. It's Queen. Why did I think it was David Bowie? Queen.
Yeah, it's both, Norb. It's both David Queen.
It was David. Okay, so both. All right. I was confused.
Sharon. I watched Norb when he had less than 500 followers, and he was still able to record the game from his seat. And not get in trouble for it.
Yeah, no, not anymore, man. They're watching like a hawk now. Like a hawk.
Oh, yeah. Seriously. They're too quick to freaking check you.
I'm excited for when we get to see the Xbox Series X when we do Madden next.
You know, I have tested it out. It doesn't really look any different. Again, I don't have a 4K TV, so I'm not taking advantage of the on GTA. It's supposed to be in 4K and 60p instead of 30, and this TV doesn't show it, so I'll have to test it on the other one. But I don't know, is Madden going to be any different? Is Madden any different on a Series X? I'm watching it, I'm thinking they look a little smoother. They look a little bit smooth, but I could just be convincing myself. I'm not sure.
The Series X's the Series X is trying to push for more of a realistic type of game, like an actual NFL game. If you want to see an NFL simulation game.
Yeah.
You don't got $3,000 to buy a
Megan
ticket.
said, I literally just met Norb today. What?
What?
You mean on camera?
Yeah, on camera. I met
think
Norm face to face.
I don't think I met anybody today.
Well, literally means real. So
Literally means I haven't been out of the house today. Hardly.
No walks today.
Amanda. Oh, David thinks that you're Elena, like Elena Doll. No, Amanda's not Elena.
No.
Amanda's not Elena.
My name on the YouTube or the Discord is still Amanda because I was gonna change it to the Queen Hawk 12, but I'm just gonna leave it.
Sharon, what? I kicked you off my Facebook when I got famous. What? I don't kick anybody off my Facebook.
I'm still on your Facebook. I'm still friends, yeah.
He's got a lot of friends, Sharon. Give him a break.
DJ is dying over there. You guys can take off anytime you want, by the way. If you want to go, I don't see that Horse took off, so you guys can take off anytime you want to leave.
I'm gonna stay for a bit.
You know what?
Gino 3-1. Hey, Bobby Prokopiak. This guy got me a bunch of Seahawks 2014 merch.
I realized
we're doing a bunch of fundraiser stuff. Wasn't Gino 3-1 when Prima Donna was hurt last year? 2-1. I want to say it was 2-1 because
yeah, he only played 3 games.
2-2.
49ers,
I think it was 2-2.
Jaguars, and Steelers.
Rams.
The Rams don't count because he didn't start that game.
Well, yeah, it was Steelers.
He just came in for.
It was Steelers, which was game 6.
I have this. I have it all written down.
The Saints.
No, it was 1 and 2.
I sent you the link to a song.
I don't like him.
Well, on your phone.
You don't like Gino?
You should listen to it later.
Why? I like.
Yeah, I don't like him. I watched the game.
You're jiggy with it.
Like in overtime, why you running the ball weird? And we had the ball.
Hey Norm.
Like, what you want?
I mean, not Norm.
And he fumbled the ball.
Yeah, you know, he was scrambling out of the pocket. There was an opening, and if he had been able to just get out of the reach of the best defensive player on the field, T.J. Watt, he probably scrambles for like 5 or 10 yards and gets a first down, and that drive keeps going.
Well, if he holds the ball the right way, like tucks it in all the way, like like holding a baby, he would have not fumbled there.
Christopher Standard Time. Yeah, no, I agree. He should have protected the ball. He didn't see him coming. He came from behind. 1 and 2 if you're not counting the Rams. No, he was 2-1.
He would do that.
No, I think he's right. I think it's 1 and 2, Norb.
Yeah.
Wait.
The Saints.
I thought he beat.
So we're not counting the Rams.
No,
Rams.
He beat the 49ers. Didn't he beat the 49ers?
In that game.
Yeah.
Who did he throw a really nice? Oh, I'm thinking about the Jaguars. I'm thinking the team he threw a nice fade to, a back shoulder fade at the end zone. Was that the Jaguars?
So he started Pittsburgh, New Orleans, and Jacksonville.
Oh, that's right. I got my games. He did do San Francisco. You're right. He was 1 and 2. Okay, he sucks. Never mind. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. He could have been 2 and 1.
Hey, Norm. I
got the paperwork right here.
Norm.
You're right. I forgot about that ugly Saints game.
Hey,
Threw a touchdown at the beginning of the game, and then it was a mess after that.
Norm, I need to say about the Kenneth Walker third because I keep passing on that.
Okay, what?
I think Kenneth Walker the third is getting valued too high.
Okay.
I keep dropping balls when he's gonna get mad at me.
And here's the reason why. Because we needed a good defensive end. And I don't think Tyrek Smith is the defensive end that we got. If we got a defensive end at the 2nd round and then the running back at the 5th round, I say it's a perfect. I think it's an A. I give it an A. I give it a B plus.
So you basically think we drafted him too early.
Are
He
you
may not have been
leaving
there
Horse?
though after that, but you're saying we should have gotten an edge rusher and not gone running back.
Yeah, we should have gone edge rusher.
I think Horse has got something to
remember, the running back is a position of need. We do not have a running back that we can count on to be in the backfield.
Yeah, but what's more important? What's more important though, pass rush or running the ball?
I don't know. It's our whole philosophy is what, run the ball, defense, and don't turn it over, right? So
yeah,
they're
but
kind of all three.
In order to have great defense, you have to have pass rush.
Yeah,
I am giving a little bit of the Mel Kiper thing.
That's true.
He doesn't like
I want
drafting.
I want to know what Horse has got to say.
Yeah, Horse has got something to say.
Yeah.
Wait. Does Boye Mafe not exist? Wait, what happened to him?
That was pick number 2.
He's an edge rusher. Like, are we discriminating against 3-4 outside linebackers as edge rushers? Like, come on, bro.
No, I'm not discrediting him as an edge rusher, but I think he's more of a Sam, maybe potentially a inside one of the inside linebackers if Cody Parton or Jordan Brooks don't work.
I don't think so either.
But I don't consider him a pass rush. I just consider him a linebacker.
Why is everybody laughing?
Okay, this is one of the instances where I'm gonna have to go say.
No way. They should have dropped Burn.
Okay, this is one of the instances where I'm gonna say like, go watch the tape because at Minnesota he played like edge rusher all the time. It's not like he's dropping back into coverage every single rep. Like he's rushing the passer every single rep. So like Cameron can agree with me this. So like he is an edge rusher. Like a
linebacker is not a good edge rusher.
No,
it's a 3-4.
But in 3-4, the outside linebackers do rush the passer. It's different.
That's what they're supposed to.
Just because they're called outside linebackers doesn't mean they actually do what you think a linebacker does. Like
you have to you can't think of him as like what KJ Wright was. He's an outside linebacker, but he's not an outside linebacker in the 3-4 system. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen a 3-4, and that's another thing I'm excited to see is the 3-4 system in effect in Seattle.
I just wanted a true edge rusher. Like
you can't describe. He is a true edge rusher. Like he doesn't like do the normal like linebacker stuff like at all. Like he'll drop.
Are you like talking about Jermaine Johnson?
One out of every like 20 reps.
Like, yeah, mate. Yeah, like a Jermaine Johnson.
Well, we're getting feedback from somebody's microphone.
Somebody's tripping.
Who's that?
Not me.
Oh, Seahawks for life. Seahawks for life. We were getting feedback from you. I had to mute you out. Well,
he doesn't do what a linebacker does.
That's it.
You know, Michael Parsons.
Also, don't we need another edge rusher though? Because I don't think who's the other side? Who's on the right side? Yeah, Darrell Taylor won't work for that. He's
Nwosu.
A bust.
You have two guys. Like we signed Nwosu this offseason. Like, come on, he's an edge rusher as well.
And Nwosu will be a bust too.
How can you say that?
Here are the defensive ends and edge rushers currently on the Seahawks roster. I got the roster in front of me, right? Okay. L.J. Collier, Shelby Harris, Alton Robinson, Darrell Taylor, Alex Changum. Changum.
That's a weird
Changum
name.
Style. Tyrek Smith. And where's the other one? Where am I missing? How come he's not on here?
Robinson?
No. Did I not say the one we were just talking about?
Mafe.
Why is he not on the list? Weird.
Maybe they haven't signed him to his contract yet.
But also,
maybe he's not officially on the roster.
Maybe it's not updated.
But also, I think even if Mafe is going to play, like a rusher, he won't. It's not like he will get a lot of sacks because that's not what they're. That's not what. I can't even speak. Jeez, today. Line because that's not what the.
If he's supposed to be rushing the
That's
passer,
what the offensive line. Because that's the offensive line. Because a 3-4 is not really the most effective way.
I think it's more effective.
For Moffway. Ah, jeez.
Wait. So
Mafe.
okay. So here's an example. The Rams, right? They run a 3-4. Leonard Floyd, I think, is their 3-4 outside linebacker. Cameron, correct me if I'm wrong. You've seen Leonard. Yeah, okay. You've seen Leonard Floyd against the Seahawks. Does he get sacks? Yes, he does.
Yeah.
So you can't be saying, edge rushers won't get a lot of sacks. Like you can't even call him a linebacker anymore. Just call him an edge rusher. That's what
because he won't do well. He won't do well.
Why though?
Because he doesn't have the hand skills, technique.
Well, yeah, but that's to develop. Like all edge rushers need to develop hand, except Hutchinson. But mostly edge rushers in the class will have to develop hand technique. Like that's not something you can say. Oh yeah, he'll be a bust because of that.
Okay, watch it. Okay,
I've done my homework.
Watch in 3 years. Watch in 3 years, and it will not work.
I have an idea. You got to do what Daniel would do whenever we have these Squabble and Daniel. So okay, let's bet on it. Yeah. Let's bet a stake on it.
There we go. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's put your words to your conviction. Let's see who really believes in it.
I'm not throwing a stake in.
Oh boy.
Well, I can throw the stake in that he won't line up next to Jordan Brooks. I can say that he won't be doing linebackers.
No.
They'll be edge rushers. Yeah.
I just think Bofe Mafe is a passing coverage linebacker.
Okay, all right. Here we go. This is what we'll do. We'll do a prediction.
Where did you get that from?
We're gonna do a prediction here. There's the only way, since you're not gonna bet on it, the only way we can do is we at least put this down on the record, and in a year from now we can compare notes and see who is right and who's wrong. So over under between Horse and Coach Mesh. What's the over under for sacks for Boya Mafe? Right? Isn't that what it comes down to? If he's not a good edge rusher, if he's got more sacks than a certain number, then he's a good pass rusher. So what should we set for a rookie edge rusher? A successful season would be how many sacks?
I think.
What if he doesn't start?
4. Yeah, I was thinking 4.
It doesn't matter if he
that.
doesn't start. Well, then it was a fail because if you're not starting the second pick of your draft, then he's not working out. So he's got to produce. Now, if it's injuries, that's a different thing. But if he's going to be playing, so It's Your Boy actually says he's getting 6.5 sacks.
I give him 5. I'll be generous.
Me too.
I was thinking 5.
Okay, so you want to set the over under at 5. So if he gets 5 or more, then he's successful and Horse wins. If he gets less than 5, then it was a fail and then Coach Mesh wins. Is that what we're saying?
Yes, but you can't really say that because. You're arguing that he's not even a pass rushing linebacker. You said he's a pass coveraging linebacker, which is
in my messages. There we go.
So
Nick, I can't hear
you're saying
you.
sacks. Yeah, he's gonna get sacks, but he's not a pass. He's not gonna cover wide receiver.
You're muted, Nick.
No.
Yeah, Nick, you're muted.
All I'm just trying to say is that might be the cause of if Seattle loses a bunch of games. That's what I'm just trying to say. Is if he's at a defensive end, that will be the cause of him losing games.
So you're gonna say it's his fault that we lose games?
Well, you got to qualify it somehow. You got to qualify the statement. I don't know. You got to put it into starts or sacks or something. But
I think
because we all know because sometimes. Blitzing at the quarterback is a risky move. It's like taking candy from a baby.
He's not even it's not even considered.
Yeah, but if he
blitzing
gets
lines
there, it
up
was
on
worth the
line
risk.
if he's lining up at the line every single down, then it's not blitzing.
He might not. He might not. I don't think he will be though.
He will be, yes. Like that can be the bet. If he
I think
lines
he'll.
up
I
against-
think he'll be as a linebacker blitzing. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. We can make a bet if he lines up in there's a difference. Linebackers will line up in if they're blitzing, they'll line up in a wide 9 technique, even that, or they'll just come up from the secondaries. Boy and Mafe will line up next to our defensive tackles. That's what he's gonna do.
Yeah, but
It's
we're
our
only
bet
using one defensive tackle though. So how can one linebacker? Because I'm saying by the odds, because five offensive linemen will most likely be four offensive line, 4 defensive linebackers in the 3-4.
Okay, I'm gonna explain a 3-4 real quick. So you're gonna have your nose tackle, which is gonna be Al Woods, we'll say, and then we have 2 3 tech, which is your 3-4 defensive end,
right?
What you call a defensive tackle. So that's gonna be Shelby Harris.
Played one more.
I can't even name the other one. Shelby Harris.
Quentin Jefferson.
Yeah, Quentin Jefferson. Yeah, those will be your 3 techs, and then you have those guys on the inside. Who do you have on the edge then? Boye Mafe, Darrell Taylor, Uchenna Nwosu. Those are your 3-4 outside linebacker types.
Mm-hmm.
You basically call them edge rusher now. 3-4 outside linebacker is just technicality.
Oh
Nick.
He basically said, "You know what? I'm giving up on you."
Nick said he's gonna leave and rejoin. He'll be back in a minute.
His phone was not working.
No, he probably did what I did and hit the back button and it exited him out.
I watched your Ring video doorbell video on YouTube too, Norb. My mom actually watched it.
Oh, you're talking about with the FedEx guy,
Amazon guy.
The Amazon guy recognized me.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That's never happened
She
before.
liked it.
Somebody asked me in a comment. They said, "How much did you pay him to do that?" I was like, "I'm not gonna pay somebody so I could get a video saying, hey, everybody, look, this guy thought he recognized me. I'm famous."
Well, what did you get from Amazon, anyways?
It was some kind of. It was like a dual phone mount. It's for videotaping games. So I could put 2 phones, one live streaming and one recording, on one tripod bracket. So,
what color Xbox?
Nothing exciting, nothing thrilling. All right, there you go. There's Nick.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah.
loud and clear,
There we
loud and
go.
clear, loud and clear.
What's up, Nick?
Thought about that, guys. My phone was crazy sometimes.
Quite the argument
Kinda fun.
or debate I dropped into.
No, I got a haircut a week ago.
Norb, I hope we're gonna do this for the schedule release party. A StreamYard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Heck
When
yeah.
is that?
May.
Well, that's the 12th.
The 12th.
Oh, shoot.
next
You know what I just realized? I'm going to be out of town still when that schedule comes out. I'm
Ah,
going to have to do like a phone version. So I'll be down in Nolans.
Somebody's
I'll
scratching.
be in Saints country. When that
We
happens.
play them.
We're gonna bring back the Madden sim. Norb got a new Xbox.
Oh, cool.
I did.
Did you get
this is
next
the
gen?
I got the Series X. This is
Nice.
that's the controller for the
I can find one. I
I'll
still
have to
can't
send
find
you a
one.
picture.
Everywhere
My
I
son
look,
got
they're
one.
sold out.
Yeah, I can't even find one.
It wasn't me actually. It was my business partner, 80s Broncos fan. He's always going by Best Buy, and he was he found one. He was just in there, just asked, "Hey, by chance, you got any Xboxes?" He goes, "You know what? We just got a couple in." And he was going to get me one at the same time, but he said they wouldn't allow him to get more than one because people are hoarding them and selling them on eBay and
Oh,
stuff.
there he is. He's back.
So he got his own one day, and then like a week and a half later, he got me one. It just turned out.
Yeah, I was gonna get my
Hey,
son
look, hey,
one
Norm, check this
when
out.
it came out for Christmas, and I couldn't find one.
Oh, is that an Xbox Series X too?
No,
Yeah.
no. This is for my Xbox One, but we have the same controller.
Oh, okay.
The
Well, I guess the
controllers
controllers don't really.
Let's continue this argument between me and Horn.
Well, we should set some kind of measurement for goals and expectations that we expect these guys.
I was thinking like whoever wins gets like a shirt from Norb.
You can easily.
Wait, I mean, I have to pay for the bet that somebody wins or loses? How does that work? Unless I'm in on the bet.
How does
Unless
Norb get
I'm in on the bet. It's like, I lost my bet, Norb, you pay it.
You can count pass rush snaps and coverage snaps, so that'll be an easy.
Yeah. That's a
Heck
good
yes.
idea. Like, imagine him. He's like 6'3 plus 250 plus pounds. Like, how is he gonna cover slot wide receivers? Like, he is an edge rusher.
I think if you wanted to get a blitzing linebacker, you would have gone for like a Leo Snell type player.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but I don't think. I think he will. I think he will fail at this position. I think he's a pass coverage line.
Where in his tape do you see pass coverage? He's rushing the passer every single down. He's only covering like running backs. Like, I've never seen him cover a receiver in my life. I watched like 4 games of him, and I went to one of them because I lived in Minnesota. He never covered a single receiver.
Just watch.
You're not gonna win, Coach. He knows what he's doing. You're not gonna win.
Yes, I will, and I'll take that to my grave.
You don't have to take it to your grave. We'll find out in like a year or two.
Yeah, we'll find out soon. It won't take that long.
Okay, so anyway, what we were saying, what were you saying, Norb?
We should put some some expectations, some predictions, over unders, or of what we think. So a year from now, when we're speculating all this stuff, we can actually go and say, remember back in May when we thought that Will Fay was going to have only like 5 sacks? Oh God, he had 20. What a season! I'm glad I was wrong. So, we get stuff like that. So, okay, let's go with, let's start with that. Let's just do sacks. Let's do sacks on that. That's easy to Boye Mafe. If we want it to be successful, he has to have what, more than 5 sacks?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over 5 sacks. All right, let's go to,
I was thinking more than 30 for tackles, combined tackles.
30 tackles.
I don't know, that's a tough one. I don't know a good number on that
Well,
one.
what's the
That was a little
actual
tough on the
argument, though?
baseline.
Like, if your argument is that
if we're talking edge rusher, to me, the success of an edge rusher is, did he rush the passer? Did he get to the quarterback? That's why they got him. Let's just measure off the sacks.
If he gets sacks, then he got to the quarterback.
All right, let's go running back. Let's go with Walker. Yards in the season.
I saw his stuff like 2 hours ago. Oh Lord, he won more than 200 yards on his total career.
Oh, he'll get more than that.
I say
100. All total.
I say more than 700 yards.
I would say like 750. You know how strong he is compared to him to Marshawn Lynch.
I say 800.
I was at
800.
I think
anybody thinks he'll get over 1,000 yards?
Oh yeah.
That's way too much.
I think if he gets the snaps, he could.
It all depends on how many snaps he gets, I think.
That's way too much. So over 1,000 is way too much.
So what, 800?
Yeah, we're setting the bar at 800.
If he does on his rookie contract, yeah, he will get more than 1,000 yards total.
All right, 800 yards. 800 yards.
To Marshawn Lynch. Well, you compare it to him.
Okay, who?
It's your boy.
How about who will be the starting Well, it could change, but who's going to get? Who will be the starting quarterback? Who will get the most starts at quarterback in 2022?
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock. Because
Anybody think it's not going to be Drew Lock?
Yep, Geno Smith.
No, he's terrible.
Cameron thinks it's going to be Geno.
I think it could be Geno too.
I think we said it 11, 10? Or we said
What if it's 11 and 10?
as in how many starts each quarterback gets. Like
Well, I'm mostly trying to get to a thing that says what ended up being the starting quarterback.
Well,
whoever gets 9 or more snaps basically was the starting quarterback.
I'm just saying for analysis. Like
I'm just saying that I think it's going to be Geno because he knows the system.
But if they do pick, like Pete Carroll said, to give Drew Lock a chance, like a second chance, he might go to give Drew Lock the starting QB spot.
All right, so who says it's going to be Geno? Cameron and Amanda. Everybody else thinks it's going to be Drew. Correct?
Yep. Correct.
Everybody on the chat too.
I think it's going to be Lock. For some reason, I feel like it's going to be Lock also.
Well, like Pete Carroll said, he's going to get Drew Lock a chance. Even Noah Fenn knows his game.
Okay.
It's your boy X. Just to answer your question, I think I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that if I play on the next gen, it'll still work on Xbox One. No, I'm pretty sure that it's still compatible. I don't think it's.
I looked it up and it is.
They are.
Sure
they're compatible.
Yeah.
So if we play GTA, I could definitely play.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Do we want to actually get into the performance of the quarterback, like number of touchdowns and yards?
That's a little risky.
I say.
Or not know who it is. Okay, here we go. It's too speculative because we don't know who it is, but we do know for sure that DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are going to be playing.
Wide receiver.
How about the yards and touchdowns for those two receivers?
Okay, so I say Tyler Lockett more than 1,000. Oh wait, are we doing yards?
Yeah.
Yards and touchdowns.
I say
they both had 1,000 yards. Was it the year before?
Yeah.
In 2020, they both had over 1,000 yards each.
And I say Tyler Lockett has one more 1,000 yards to break the Steve Largent consecutive record. And I say more than 10 touchdowns.
I'm not going to agree with that. Because Tyler Lockett was the best one before DK Metcalf arrived.
They've been going a while. Wow.
So you're saying you think Tyler Lockett is going to have over 1,000 yards and what?
Over 10 touchdowns.
Man. You remember Russell Wilson's not on the team anymore, right?
Yes.
You remember that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure you're keeping up with current events.
And
it's your boy X's 1,054 yards and 12 touchdowns. Wow.
I invited him to join.
Y'all have a lot of faith in these quarterbacks.
Wow. I invited him to join the StreamYard.
I think like around 600 passing yards and 5 TDs. Because you got to give like DK Metcalf like a completion attempt. Chance.
And what I say, here's what I say for DK Metcalf. Yards, not over 900 yards.
Well, just give him a chance.
And I say 8 touchdowns or more.
I kind of agree with you on that he's going to have less than Tyler. One thing, he'll just have signed his big fat contract so that he can have all the candy and coffee that he wants. He won't have to feel like he's got to blow away that record. Not to say he's going to slack, but you know, he will have just gotten paid. No, we really need to do this. The Discord guys, you got to set this up. We should have a form of like an actual form that has all these prediction blanks to fill out and submit, and have them submit it on Discord. So it's like a whole form, and you
Like
fill
a
out number of
Google
touchdowns,
form?
blah blah blah. Who's going to start this? Who's going to have number of this? Who's going to how many yards is he going to have? And we have a whole thing, and at the end we will see who's closest, and the
right.
winner with the most
I have
points
an idea.
wins.
We should also.
Yeah, let's do that.
Put like a GTA.
Maybe
server
we'd have to probably put that and what the now probably have to announce it first though.
Yeah, we'll work on it. So between
And
Cameron
make
and
it-
Horace and the other guys on the.
But where
that
would
would be
you
kind of cool.
where would we put in one of the text channels?
Yeah, you guys have done those forms before, just like signing up for a Madden
Yeah.
tournament. Just
I'm
do
just-
do a Google form or something.
I just never really go outside the
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out.
outside the premise.
Everything I go to on the Discord says I don't have permission to do anything on it. So
Really?
that's yeah.
Norm, you know what we should do for Discord? We should have like a GTA server, like a text channel.
Oh.
Okay.
We should make that tonight.
Well, definitely once we get it started, we can add that too. Don't you think that'd be a good idea? A little prediction, a little 2022 prediction form.
Yeah.
And give a
Make
point
it-
value. Give a
Make
point
it-
value for each one, and then at the end we can kind of sum up and see who's got the best score.
Yeah, gotta make it.
Put a little prize.
Yeah, we gotta make it an announcement. Maybe like one of your T-shirts. Or,
Yeah. Or something actually
What?
valuable.
Or
We'll
yeah,
figure out
like
something.
like a NordCam football.
Yeah, something. So, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. We should do that.
Nick's
Anyway.
coming back. He's coming right back.
He's coming back now. Well, yeah, we've been going for
3 hours.
Braveheart length, 3 freaking hours.
Wait, can we go?
And people are still watching this. That's
Really?
unbelievable.
There's people still watching on YouTube.
I think they just left their computers on and walked away and did something better.
people
But their,
are still
but
in
their
there, I
computers
can
are
see
still logged in.
Yeah, boys. 50 yards and
You know what? We came here to build entertainment. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Who
Don't
do
forget
you
to hit
want
the
to
like
be?
button.
Who do you want to be quarterback for? Who do you want to be the starting quarterback, Norb? There's a
Who
question.
do I want for quarterback this year?
Yeah.
Given the choices that we have right now, 'cause
Yeah.
right now it's Gino, Drew, or
I don't
his
even know
name?
the other guy's name.
the guy who played for UW for a while. What's his name?
I don't know.
Oh, Jacob Eason?
Jacob Eason.
Oh, I'm not trusting Jacob at all. I get he came from the Colts, but
Here's your backup, Brett
I feel like I know what we have in Gino. He may not have gotten a full, number of starts to really test him out, but I feel like I know nothing about Drew Lock. And
Yeah.
I
but
feel
he
like
looks good. But there's a lot of
he-
situation problem.
We know what
he
we're
might
getting
have
with Gino.
he might have, I'm counting on this thing where maybe he really did get a bad deal and he's a lot better quarterback than his record shows, and he just needed the right system, the right coach, the right players around him.
That's what I'm talking about. They're going to give him a second chance.
So I'm kind of more curious to go with Drew Lock. And hey, if he completely fails, again, I'm going, hey, a really horrible record keeps us in for a quarterback for next year. So it's almost like I'm willing to just kind of try the experiment out, because if it fails miserably, we still gain by next year. So.
Hey, can we get on Nick's take about the draft, about his opinion on the draft?
Oh,
okay.
The draft.
Yeah.
Okay. I liked our selections. I think we had a really good draft. I think it was important that we addressed the offensive line, and I think we got 2 great tackles. I'm very high on Abraham Lucas out of Wazoo. I think it was great to get a running back. Kenneth Walker. I think it's a good pick, especially considering all of our running backs and how they're kind of injury prone. I think the edge rushers were good. I'm a Boy Mafe fan, unlike Coach Mesh. And yeah, I think overall we had
I didn't say I wasn't a Mafe fan.
I mean,
he just said he was going to fail.
Yeah,
that's all.
Okay, fair.
I was just saying at what one part was going to be his weakness and one part was going to be his strength.
Okay. Well, I think he's going to succeed at rushing the passer. So that's my take.
So do I.
Okay.
As do I.
And
What grade would you give the Seahawks draft?
Oh, what grade?
A to F. What grade do you give them?
I think overall with the value, I'll give him an A.
An A. A straight up A.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Like, I did look at the starters going to be, but only on the offense, like Charles Cross on the left tackle, and Abraham Lucas, he's going to be on the right tackle.
Yeah,
that's what they say they're going to put him at. And Bio as starter edge pass rusher, and Kenneth Walker the third is be a starting running back. I would say that's pretty good starting lineup. That's what I'm saying.
I think it's time that we need to end this stream.
No, 3 hours isn't long enough. Let's go for 4.
Come on.
We got nothing better to do.
I gotta work at 7 o'clock in the morning, so
I gotta do some more editing tonight. All right. Well, this was a lot of fun. We did much more than just talk about the draft. It was very interesting, but I got a good idea to spurt out of that. I think we should do this prediction contest thing for benchmarks for the Seahawks for 2022 and see how it turns out. No, we should, and on top of that, we should do benchmarks for Russell Wilson as a Bronco. What we expect him to do. We should add that to the thing. So it should be all the Seahawks predictions plus a special one for Russ and the Broncos. How they finished, their win-loss record,
I
Russell
hope he
Wilson's
gets
performance.
sacked a whole crap load of times. Oh gosh.
0-17, baby.
Boy Mafe's going for a 6 sack.
And of course, GTA Madden.
As soon as start marketing it on Facebook and Instagram,
we'll work it out. We'll figure out the best way to do it. Between the brilliant minds on Discord, led by guys like Nick LeBeau, Cameron Hughes, and Horace, and Sky High Aviation. Well, I think he's got a brilliant mind. Maybe semi-brilliant. But, we'll get those guys, BJ and all the fellas together.
Hey,
we'll
this hot pick created something new. Hey.
Yeah. So this 3 hours was actually productive.
So, yeah. Okay.
All right. So we're going to sign off, everybody. Thank you so much for joining on here. We'll talk to you guys next time. Next big moment coming up is either going to be the announcement of a DK Metcalf extension or the announcement of the Seahawks schedule on the 12th. One of those two things is going to happen first. We'll find out soon enough. All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being on here. Appreciate it. See y'all.
Go Hawks.
Go Seahawks. All right. Bye, y'all. Good night. Thank you.